to Goodberry. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you for the gift subs, Angel Devils, and that was such a nice surprise to see before the stream started. Thank you so much. We also got a Pebbles meow that we heard over here, but you all didn't hear, so sorry about that. We enjoyed it.
So thank you to Matt. Yes. And hi, Jingle24 and Murph the Smurf, Tuamask Explore.
Who else do we got? Nerdlandia, Elite Ninja, Twinsons, J-Rock, Dasmir, Akotoroku, Svenetti. So many familiar faces. Yay! Shane.
Shadow Monk, Shane Art. Yeah, Captive Virus. Hi,
Ron is here.
So good to see you.
Yes, hi Ron.
Ron's here. Yay.
Ron, did you wanna come over here and paint minis with us? Do you wanna come over?
Yeah, do you want to come over?
Come on over.
I don't want to come over there because we have COVID, but I'll definitely join you.
And here he is, and thank you for the here's the Lance gift. That was amazing. Love that. Hi, Whisper Josephine. Thank you, Twinsen, for that bit. We are painting minis today. Welcome, Ron. Thank you for joining us and showing us how to do this so expertly.
It's my pleasure. I really thank you for having me on your beautiful stream here. Hello, everyone. My name's Ron. I have my own stream. If you didn't know, some of you probably do, some of you probably don't. I'm the Real Ogden here on Twitch.tv as well. I paint minis on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and so the lovely ladies here, they reached out to me. They're like, hey, we've got some minis. Do you want to come paint minis? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So they'll be painting some minis that I printed and primed for them. And I will be giving them at least some introductory, at least I'm going to be sharing with them what I have learned in the last year and a half that I've been doing this. I don't even know how long it is now, but so thank you, ladies, for having me. And what I'm going to do while they're painting that is I'm painting a group. So I'm going to try I'm going to try to keep these. I have no intended of finishing all these today because this is a lot of paint. But when you're mixing paint colors, well, as you identified earlier, Alex, it's about paint mixing, right? Like I want to make sure I get the same colors for this group of bad guys because they're all the same team. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And
we're going to struggle to finish one mini, and Ron's going to paint an entire party.
Well, yours, Jessica, yours painting it, I was like, well, she's gonna love painting that. Yeah, there's a lot of squiggly bits on yours.
This is a lot. This is a lot.
So much. There are a lot of accoutrements on yours. I don't know why my mini screen keeps going green like that. It wasn't doing that before, so I don't know. Let me know if there's anything I can do just to fix that.
I have no idea.
Okay, so ladies, we'll get right into it if you're ready.
Yeah.
You though. Yeah,
I'm ready.
All right. So you'll notice that what I've
ready AF.
Oh, I do want to shout out really quick before you start. Thank you, Angel Devilson, for that saxophone sound. I don't know if you guys can hear it on your end. If you have the stream on a little bit, you should be able to hear when we get those sound alerts through. So there was an epic sax dance that just came through. Hopefully there's no chicken dance because that means we all have to take a break and dance for 45 seconds, and I'm gonna knock this webcam over.
No, I do not make dancing room. I will have to figure that out.
You dance like this.
It's okay. We can dance enough for you, I think. And
I'll
also
dance
you can
too.
do like
I'll figure it out. I'll make it work. I will make it work. So I have painted these minis for you. If you look at the bottoms, they're completely black.
Oh,
and if you look at the very top of them, they're completely white.
And is there reasoning behind that?
Yes. So this is called Xenophobe Priming. You can do it between multiple colors, especially if you want to prime in a particular color for your mini. I typically do black and white shading because then you're getting the alpha values of the colors for this particular mini and how light would hit it at noon.
Wow, that's so fancy.
Yeah. So it's a technique that many use, and really the whole point here is your paints will hopefully be thinned enough so that when you paint on top of them, the lightness of just like in Photoshop, that lightness will bleed through the paint. So if you've worked with Photoshop, mini painting is a lot like that. It's literally just layers of paint and trying to get things to.
Oh well, that's not how I use Photoshop. I use Photoshop for much more basic things than that. Yeah, your camera keeps restarting, Alex.
Yeah. Same. weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's not doing it on my computer. It looks fine, but yeah. Let me know if there's anything I can do, and I will do it.
Chad, if you know,
very odd. That was
let
the
me
name
know.
of my live journal way back when.
How very odd. So if you start from the bottom and then you slowly rotate to the top, you'll see the shading change in the different details of your mini.
That's so cool.
So this is just a basic
that?
concept to like use that with as you paint, just to help you guide where your edges and highlights should go.
And
so,
what's your Etsy shop, Rom? We're gonna put it in the chat.
My Etsy shop?
Yeah,
absolutely. Etsy shop is etsy.com/shop/epicgmco.
EpicGMco.
Yep, all one word. EPIC.
Check it out, everybody. Go visit his Etsy shop. He does such a great job.
Thank you very much. I also do custom stuff, so if there's something that you need printed and you have an STL and it's not available on my shop, then just reach out to me and we'll start trying to see if I can get that ready for you. All right. In addition, I do some painting, so if you want a particular one painted,
he did a cool thing.
Oh yeah. I think there's a little bit of delay between us. Go ahead.
Ron did a cool thing with
Alex, I think you're on a delay
mine,
too.
Because she has. I'm all messed up today.
I know. I think you're like 5 to 10 seconds behind us.
I don't know. Cool.
Are you pulling your hair out?
Features going, and I'll make some stock purchases. Just a little bit. No, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know what to do. I really have no idea.
So one of the things I learned early, Alex, early in printing was when I use transparent resin. So this is all UV-based resin that's printed hard and then cured to be even harder. And the reason I use transparent is so we can do things like we have with yours, which is you told me that your hair is going to be translucent.
Oh, thank you for that cheer, Carson.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can see here a little bit that that her hair is totally transparent there. So he left that transparent for me so that I can do with it as I will. And I realized just as we were beginning this call that I should have asked for some ink. I didn't realize, because I wanted to give her hair a little bit of a blue hue to it, and I wasn't sure how to do that in a transparent way so that it wouldn't like make it completely opaque. And Ron said that the solution was to use ink, and he actually has the exact right color that I need, and I just did not communicate that well enough. But I will get it from you at some point, Ron.
Oh,
totally.
It's not that you didn't communicate it well enough. It's probably that I didn't. It just didn't occur to me because I'm a dummy sometimes. So.
No,
you didn't tell
no.
me. I assumed incorrectly that you guys had everything you needed.
No dummies here, only good berries.
I like it.
No dummies. Yeah, we're all good berries here.
Great.
So I'm gonna pull up my Hero Forge thing that I did before so that I can remember all the colors that I chose.
Great. I'm going to go ahead and get mine ready. These are called the Red Gang Ruffians. So I'm going to be using red, probably a mixture of Dragonfire and Cambion Crimson with my D&D colors.
Ron, I would also like you to show us at some point during the stream that crazy 3D software, because I tuned in just as you were showing your chat that over on your channel, and I would love to show the Goodberries over here what you were doing.
Absolutely, we might have to like quick swap over to my other computer because I don't have it on this laptop, but I'm more than happy to share that with you, of course. It's called Chai2Box. It's a slicing software for 3D printing.
Can you believe this? Can you believe he 3D printed this craziness? Like, can you guys see how? Look at this. Look, she's got this staff.
Yours is so detailed. That's a challenge.
Look at these little mushrooms.
That was probably the hardest. That was probably the hardest one I've printed to date, for sure.
Little mushrooms. She's got a little skull.
I'm impressed.
Mask. Can you guys even hear me? She's got a little skull mask up here. Mm-hmm. A little flower right here. She's got some magic in her hand that I'm gonna paint with rainbows. Like, my goodness, look at this.
Yay!
I was very.
goodness. Oh my
There were a
goodness.
couple of times where I was very worried,
Yeah,
Jessica, because both of yours in your hand are very thin, and you're a gnome or a halfling, I guess. You're a smaller race.
No, yeah.
Gnome, yeah. So your wrists in the mini itself are already really thin, and then you put really big, heavy things on top of them, and I was like, okay.
Well, we'll see how long she lasts.
Yeah,
Here
we'll
we
see.
go.
All right.
I think mine's pretty sturdy. Not a lot of stuff sticking out there.
Yeah, the biggest problem I had
feeling
with
pretty
yours,
good about Jenny.
and figured out, Alex, was the roundness of the pot. Sometimes, depending on how you orient the mini, because you're doing flat layers, sometimes round it doesn't come out completely round, but I thought we did pretty good with that.
Hey, Alex,
I think you did great.
Thank you.
try
Yeah.
try streaming your second screen, your share screen, in a lower resolution so you can save some computer power. That might help it.
Okay, yeah. Let me just adjust that real quick. I might have to. It's gonna look wrong for a second, so just excuse that, folks, please. Ooh, it's not happy. All right, here we go.
this camera's not happy. Yeah, I need to pull up my Hero Forge mini too.
No.
Maybe I should
Yeah,
just
go right ahead.
pull it up.
I also I included little bottles of matte and gloss for you guys in there.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. So you're
Ron
gonna want
hooked
to.
us up.
I have them.
Yes. I didn't know if again. This is what I was thinking about it. I just didn't think about ink being the thing that you might not have. Ugh,
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
yeah,
It doesn't, like we said earlier, it doesn't all have to be finished today.
that's right. And I doubt it will.
It's all about
Painting
learning.
takes a little time.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up both of our mini designs here to put them on the stream.
Hopefully, maybe that's better. I went down a little in the resolution, Jess.
Yeah, I don't
it looks
think
like
it's-
it's still greening out.
Oh yeah, it is.
Have you updated your?
So,
your
okay, I'll go down
video?
one more.
Might have to do a quick
Drivers.
goog.
You might have to video drive.
Yeah.
Video drivers. So anything for your cameras, drivers that, yeah, those kind of things. Your video card cameras. That one seems probably something related to the device itself. So I would see if there's any updates for the device.
Tech jargon, it makes sense to some of us.
Your whatever camera you're using for your mini. Is it plugged into the same computer?
Okay.
So you might have
Yes.
there might be a driver update for that particular camera. You would just do that, and if you're using Windows, it's just gonna your Windows
Okay.
update should handle that.
Thank you for the follow, Murph
Okay.
the Smurf.
Oh, Windows update. Okay, let me see. Thank you for the follow.
I'm placing the images
Check
of what
for
we did in
updates,
Hero
that's what I'll
Forge
do.
right now for you all, so you can see
Oh,
what we
cool.
will be attempting to create.
Thank you, Half
Alright.
Donut. Appreciate that.
Yes.
So I appreciate that.
Thank you, Half Donut. Half Donut's the master of creating commands for our hosts.
Oh, great.
All right,
Yes.
so you can see Jenny, and you can
It's an
see
amazing
Joshua.
areas on the channel.
It's a little small, but you get the idea. I'm actually gonna pull that up on my computer here too. So I can...
Nice,
Ooh,
yeah.
gorgeous.
Oh man,
And they
you
look
even went.
exactly like
Your
the
hair is
picture.
like super, super light blue. Love that.
Yeah, yeah. It's supposed to. Have you seen the movie Osmosis Jones?
Yes.
Mhm.
I have.
Yeah. Her hair is supposed to be a little bit like a character's on there with the dreadlock that are see-through.
Yeah, nice.
All right, so I have to take a quick break, you guys, before I begin. I have a little audition I have to go to, so
Yeah.
I will be right back. But you two get to know each other a little bit. Maybe talk about Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know. I'll leave you to it.
Hi, Ron.
Chat. I'll be back in a
Hi.
little bit. Yeah, no, audition midstream. Actor life.
Yep. Hashtag afterlife.
Break a leg. You got this. You got
Thank
this.
you.
We already know that you're booking all over the place, so go book this one too, real quick. There we go.
Just real quick, let's go do that.
Bye. Yeah. Okay. So Ron, hi.
Hi. So I've started
How
with
long
my
have you been playing D&D?
for D&D. I'm gonna date myself here. I've been playing since I was 16, and I just turned 39. Yeah. So
you are very experienced in D&D. That's incredible.
yes.
That
I've been
beats
playing
me by a
since-
lot. I mean, I've been playing for about. I'm sorry. It's really hard with the delay. I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
I was just gonna say I've been playing for. I must have been like 5-ish years now. So, you know, I know my way around a map.
Oh yeah, you ain't no
man,
newbie.
you really know.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm not a noob.
No, and I've been DMing for probably almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see that you're already starting to paint, so maybe I should just go ahead and get started too.
Yeah, what I highly suggest is mixing your first color. The for you, I think it's going to be, is that gray or like a black cloth? It's hard for me to see the full mini that you have in your.
Yeah, it's like a bluish black kind of situation. So.
Is it glossy or does it look like?
So
it's
yeah,
cloth?
you think I should start with? It's cloth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, usually the largest and darkest you start with first.
Okay, largest and darkest.
It's easier to paint lighter colors on top of darker ones.
So I just have like. That makes sense.
What kind of paint you using?
That makes sense. And with acrylics, they dry really quickly. I'm using the same kind of acrylic paint that I use for all of my art projects. Yeah, just basically.
You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Same thing.
So.
For sure.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. Acrylic paint's acrylic paint.
So where are you from, Ron?
I was born and raised in the military. So until about the age of 12, I moved all over the place. Yeah. Yep. But most of my life was spent in and around Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm a Southerner myself.
Where?
Grew up in the Carolina.
Which one?
Born in South Carolina and grew up in North Carolina.
I gotcha. Yeah, I used to go to Wilmington a lot for film and television.
Mm-hmm.
Chattanooga is one of my favorite cities.
I know a lot of people went to UNCW. Yeah. Oh man, I love Tennessee.
Yeah.
I love Nashville, especially. I've been to Chattanooga once before. I went for SETC, the Southeastern Theater Conference. Did you ever go to those?
Yes, I sure did. Yep.
I bet we saw each other there.
I'm sure we did. We probably have.
At one point. That'd be crazy.
Yep.
Probably saw you audition up on that stage.
Although when, I guess it depends on when you were going to school, though. Yeah, and a gentleman never asks about that. So.
Well, yes, I was gonna say you nailed it.
Yep.
I was like, well, I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. Can't respect that.
No, you can know. I just don't announce it. on
Of course. I can respect that. I'm a dummy.
Okay, so I'm already running into trouble in this color.
Yeah.
Stop calling yourself a dummy. Okay, we have a rule here where when you say something about yourself, you have to say something nice about yourself after. So.
Well, that's the thing. Is the dummy thing. The dummy thing for me is that, right? So, like, the reason I call myself a dummy is to remind myself that I'm not as important as I think sometimes, as my brain makes me think I am. And so it's an active, for me, it's an active exercise in ego death.
Ah, I see.
Does that make sense?
Cool. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
As long as you're not.
But I will say something positive about myself.
That does make sense.
I will. Since you have that rule,
you can still
go ahead and
practice that anyway.
Okay. So, I sometimes have good ideas.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. I believe that. I've seen you play D&D before, and I can confirm that you have good ideas. And I've seen you play Fiasco. And you had good ideas on that too. So.
Yeah, but I like Fiasco a lot because it reminds me of I used to be on a team of long form improvisers, and one of the things we did were hour-long improvised musicals and improv the movie.
Ooh.
So it was called Improv the Musical and Improv the Movie. Yeah.
Cool. What was your team called? Because you know,
that's what they were called. Improv the Movie and Improv the Musical.
World too. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wait, was Kelly D'Angelo in that? Because no, she did Musical the Musical, which was an improv musical.
Right.
Yeah. You know Kelly D'Angelo?
I don't.
In this D&D world that we're in as well. Small world, really.
I'm horrible with names, and that makes me a bad actor. But I'm always just bad at names. Like I have to look up people in order to know.
It doesn't make you a bad actor, but it can make networking harder.
Yes, it makes networking very hard for me, for sure.
Yeah, I've been really working on that myself too, and I can't say that I've fixed the problem, but it's a work in progress.
Right, always a work in progress. Right, and that's it. I'm always trying to improve that. I've just come to know that like remembering people's names, I don't know what it is. I wonder if there's some sort of like thing, because for me it's not a matter of like no matter what I do, I can't. If I literally just learned your name, like hi, my name's Ron, what's your name? And then you ask me, hey, what's my name? Most of the time, I will not be able to tell you.
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing is like when in trying to work on this, I realized that I think it's like the energy of meeting someone new, and you're like, there's a lot of nonverbal things that happen when you meet someone new, right? And you're kind of managing all of that and trying to like show them, hey, I'm a nice person who is interested in you and what you feel and what you think. And so there's like a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
And then when you, so a name kind of flitting past your ears is just, it feels like less important, I guess. And
yeah, right.
And then, so I've been making an effort to, when that happens, when someone tells me their name, I'm like grabbing it. I grab that thought of their name and I go, let's say it's Ron. Ron. Who do I know named Ron? Okay, this Ron that I know. Okay, and I'll think of that. Okay, got it. Ron. And then I try to use their name multiple times in the conversation to solidify it.
Right.
And a lot of times my neighbors, who I've been meeting lately, I have a note in my phone that's
that I do too.
Names.
Yeah, for sure. That I do.
Yeah.
Write down people's names. Yeah. Especially if they're important.
Man.
Yeah.
You gotta hack it.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. And it's the same thing. It's like that didn't used to be the case, right? It used to be very easy for me to remember names. It was when we started getting cell phones that my brain stopped being good at remembering those details.
Yeah.
Because I got so used to the cell phone being my crutch or the thing that remembers information, so it frees up more room in my own brain.
Yep. Most of the room in my brain is taken up by Weird Al lyrics, so that's a problem. But I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm not gonna undo that.
You and I are gonna be best friends because I love Weird Al.
Yay! Hooray!
Shortly after I moved here, I got to see him live, and that was like the best concert I ever saw.
Was it at the Greek?
Hollywood Bowl. To the Hollywood Bowl.
Hollywood Bowl? No, yeah, that is. Wait, I'm trying to remember.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, well, because I saw him here as well, but I think it was at the one that's in Griffith Park.
The Greek. That's the Greek.
The Greek, yeah. So for me, he was at the Greek, but man, he puts on an amazing.
Oh my Lord! Yes, he does. And he I love him because he's a LARPer, right? Like really, he's just a LARPer musician.
Yeah, he's a bard LARPer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I grew up listening to his music because, my parents wanted me to listen to music that was like appropriate and not, that didn't have a lot of bad language, and and that was one thing that that I was allowed to listen to. And so that and musicals I just sat around listening to all day.
Oh yeah.
And you said you're kind of musicals too, right?
Oh
Because
yeah, I
you
was
had
a
that
musical
in-
theater kid for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
We are gonna be friends.
Yes. Yep. Musicals have been a big part of my life, even recently. Like when I first moved to LA, actually, I had to fly to New York because I was.
Yeah?
And I've told this story on my own stream, so people are going to be hearing this again. But I was in the final considerations to play Patrick on SpongeBob.
SpongeBob the musical?
Yep.
Oh my god, that's so
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool
Congratulations.
experience. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get it clearly, but having
Sure,
no,
I mean, that's still
I was
really
the only one out of 3 that didn't have any Broadway experience, and so I felt very, I was proud of myself that day.
Yeah, and you should be. That's
Yeah.
a fantastic achievement. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I went to school for musical theater. That was my major.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that whole experience of going
Yeah,
through
oh, yeah.
callbacks and taking that call and then all of that.
Yep.
It's nerve-wracking, and the fact that you
Way
can get
harder
that
than being a
is-
regular actor, that's for sure.
Well,
It's just
you
a
have to
different,
have-
yeah. It's just a different.
Yeah, you really have to be that triple threat, which is
Yep.
I find the hardest part. Like that was kind of what held me back from moving to New York instead of moving to LA. Is that like I'm not what we call the danza, meaning like dancing was not my forte. It was more of the singing and acting for me. So yeah, like being successful on Broadway, it behooves a person to have it all, you know.
Sure does. It sure does.
Let's see what
And-
chat is saying. I haven't looked in a little while.
Oh, I haven't either. I get so
People.
caught up in my painting.
Well, it's nice when we have someone to have conversation with that keeps it kind of
Yeah, oh,
going,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So, I much prefer streaming with someone, so because I can just talk for hours and hours
Yeah,
with
I'm the same way.
someone. But when I'm by myself, it's
It's a little different.
oh my god, I saw a family of bowlers turn that on the jukebox at laser bowling, and I swear it was out of a movie. Amish Paradise, is that what you're talking about? Everybody's loving on Weird Al, saying like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
white and nerdy, Amish Paradise.
Oh yeah.
What else? Ron sang Les Miserables the other day. Which song did you sing?
I wasn't late. I can sing Les Mis, but it was actually Phantom. I was singing Phantom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which one? Were you
I don't recall the name of it because I'm bad right now, and of course I knew I should have. Darkness. Dark. It's the Phantom singing. Dark.
Oh, it's the music of the night.
Music of the night. Thank you. That's it. My brain was in
Yeah.
different mode. Yeah, music of the night.
You're in paint mode right now.
I'm in paint mode. Yep.
That's legit. That's fine.
Different. It's a different mode.
Man, great song. So you have that high kind of tenor
Yep.
where you can.
I can. Yep.
That's awesome.
My tenor used to be a lot higher, and of course, as I got older and the more I smoked weed, the more my vocal range goes down, right?
All right, I'm trying to make my first paint. I'm making my first paint.
I
Let's
believe
see.
in you. I believe in you.
Oh man,
See,
it's
a lot of this
so
is
much
just doing it.
tinier than.
A lot of it is just like getting in the place and doing it.
Yeah.
It's like anything else.
It's so tiny.
Yeah, they are very, very small.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on one second.
Okay. Gonna do these sleeveys first, and I'm seeing that my paintbrush has a few stray hairs. I might have to cut those actually. And I think what I'm gonna do is bring my camera down so that you can see my funny faces that I make while I'm painting instead of just seeing the top of my head. Because the weird expressions, you come for Jess and then stay for my weird expressions, right? That's
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta grab something from this camera so people can see me better.
Okay, yeah, go for it. In the meantime, it's you and me, chat. How's it going? Let's see. The music of the night. Get down there on it, Alex. Right up in its grill. That's right. I don't need a magnifying glass. I'm not that old.
Darkens, heightens each sensation. Darkness stirs and wakes imagination.
Christine.
She's returned to us.
Hiding.
Who is your strange suitor? It went well. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You know, girl, you know.
Oh, no.
Clearly she did well with it. Feeling very good about it.
Well, it was one of those
get
auditions
that
where
high energy.
there's no dialogues. It's just reacting and improv. So
Yeah, right.
Perfect.
yeah. Okay, now I need to get
Fun.
started. What'd you guys talk about while I was gone? I'm so jealous about your bonding
Oh man,
time.
we talked about so
What
much.
didn't we talk about?
Are you guys best friends now?
Mostly we talked shit about you.
How dare! Coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty. Thank you, Angel Devilson.
Thank you so much.
Empty chairs and empty tables. Now my friends are dead and gone.
Oh.
Oh, my friends, don't ask me
There it is.
what your sacrifice was for. Empty chairs and empty tables, where my friends will be no more.
You guys love my Meg plate? Thank you. I've had it since I was a small child. Bravissimo.
All right, so I got the first red done, guys. Look at that.
Yeah, you are leaving me in the dust right now. No, you're doing good.
I'm doing great leaving you in the dust. That's
Yeah, you're doing a great job leaving me in the dust. You're doing it so well.
well, I do this a lot more than you.
Everything's going so
So
well.
well. Trying to get this light on my miniatures without getting my face blown out, but it's okay. All right.
I'm really
what-
not liking all these gray hairs on this this paintbrush.
Yes, Half Donut. I have played the Witcher game. I didn't finish it, but I have played it. Okay, what color should I start with? There's so many.
You should start with the ones that's the largest and darkest. So
Okay.
try to, you choose darkest or largest in that order, typically. Because it's easier to paint over lighter colors over darker ones than the other way around.
Okay.
But the tigers come at night. I got the notes wrong on that one. I have to think of how it goes. Which song is that? That's not On My Own. That's Eponine's song.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it. I always forget her.
There was a
first
time
name.
when we were kind,
Yeah.
and their voices were soft, and their words.
So-
I bet your watchers will tell us. I bet you they could tell us.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Twinsen because look at this glorious paint set. Look at this glorious paint set that Twinsen gifted us. Like,
Oh, that's so awesome.
come on, so many colors, and these nice fancy paintbrushes
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
that are Ron approved.
Thank you.
he purchased a large elephant paint that I did about a week ago.
Elephant paint. Oh,
yeah,
like a mini.
Yeah, it looks. I actually have a failed version of his small little Luxodon sweeper. It's for the athletic A's. I guess he's a huge A's fan, and so I painted it in basically. He's wearing like he's wearing baseball pants, and he's got like a nice little baseball shirt on. So I painted in color of the athletic A's. Sent that to him. So I also want to shout out to him.
Just we don't have that gift of warp yet, do we? With the baseball gift.
What? Say that again?
We don't have that baseball gift as a cheer yet, do we?
I can't remember. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some light
Just
on.
made me think of that.
Mini. I can't.
Because that would be a fun one to put in real quick.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Ooh, got a little crevice here that's going to be hard to get to. Okay, let's see. You've heard of green sleeves. Now try dark blue sleeves.
I like you, Alex.
I like you too, Ron. Yeah, we talked a lot about how we both like Weird Al and how we both like musicals. And yeah, we got a lot in common.
That's great.
Pretty rad.
I wish I was more well versed on
Yeah.
on musicals, but sadly
Could
I'm
be.
Yeah, you're friends with us, so we can help you.
Watch them on stream.
not.
I don't know if you can do
Okay.
that.
Well, we could do it in a watch
I mean,
party.
a lot of my exposure to musicals. Yeah, that's true. A lot of my exposure to musicals was just listening to the albums.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know, if the album caught me, if it grabbed me, and I liked the lyrics and the singing on it, then I was sold. You know, I listened to Les Miserables and Miss Saigon and Phantom of the Opera on repeat as a kid, and never saw them until I was older.
Same.
But was upset. So.
My mother actually was the one who introduced me to Les Mis, and then was the one who was very adamant about when I went to New York with the band, because I was in band. Was very.
I was in band too.
What'd you play?
Well, I played in concert band. I played French horn. In
Nice.
marching band, I played xylophone and pit percussion. And then in marching band, I moved on to be the drum major. So I was conducting.
Nice. Yeah. I played bassoon in orchestra.
Ooh.
Yeah. I played trombone in jazz band.
Ah, just like Riker.
Yeah, and I played I was also in the percussion for marching band for a few years. Then as I got better and better at the trombone, I switched to trombone for marching band. But I attempted to be drum major and was never chosen.
I'm sorry.
Oh no,
I know that wound
It
is
is what
probably
it is.
still pretty fresh.
Well, yes, that wound is so fresh, so fresh, so fresh.
You know, I just
Sorry.
realized
Guys,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
have to go.
I don't have silver
I'm gonna have to
paint
Okay.
for
You
armor.
don't have silver paint?
No, for armor. I should get
Uh-oh.
some silver paint. So I might have a couple
Aye.
details I need to leave out for a little bit.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
I
silver
actually
colors
have
are
some
fun.
silver paint stashed here somewhere, so I'm gonna have to look.
I'm sure somebody in the audience can tell you my favorite brand of metallic paints, because I love metallic paints. I wonder, is anybody in the audience? Can you remind me? Tell the ladies what my favorite metallic paints are. I literally talk
Tell the
about them
ladies.
every time.
So the ladies.
I even have a sticker here you can probably see.
Oh, and I should thin this, right, Matt? Oh my God, I almost called you Matt because I was holding up my matte bottle. Ron, I need to mix my
Turbo
color
dark.
and then add my medium to it.
Yeah, so it depends on, if you are, what part of is it cloth or is it something like wood?
It's well, it's her.
Does it look shiny or does it look?
No, it looks like cloth. Yeah.
Okay, so then you're gonna
matte.
use your matte, and what you do first, at least what I do, is I put the color, the amount of color that I want out first. Then on top of it, I put the amount of matte material. I typically try to do 1 drop of matte to 4 drops of paint, because your matte also thins your paint.
I did a lot more than a couple drops of paint.
Okay, well that's fine. Thin paint's good. It just means you'd add less water.
Okay.
Oops,
So add a little
I
bit of
also
water.
didn't add any of that. I just started painting with the paint.
Totally okay.
Oops.
You can do it at any point. Like that's the beauty that I found about matte painting is my final thing that I do. I think I included a small rest of a bottle in there for you, Jessica, which was Tester's Dull Coat, which is just a finishing dull coat, and it mattes everything that it touches.
Alex has that.
Okay, so Alex, you have that. So when you're done painting, when your painting is complete, you would want to hit your entire mini with that on all sides, and then anything that's metallic that you want to shine. Yes, the spray can. Nope, those are matte and gloss. So matte makes your yes. So the matte bottle you mix with your paint. That thins your paint and gives your paint a dry finish when it dries. And then gloss does the same. It thins your paint and leaves a gloss. Like, you know, I think this is probably the same in your normal painting world.
I'm trying to make brown unsuccessfully.
Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Red.
I'm doing red and green.
Ooh, red and green? Yeah, that should be close to brown. What's it coming out more
It's
like?
close to brown. See, it's kind of like the same color as my shirt, but darker. It's still really orangey.
Orangey?
Yeah.
Try to throw in some, maybe just a tiny bit of black or a little bit of gray even.
You know what? This set didn't come with black.
It didn't come with black? Oh no.
No.
What?
Oh no.
Yeah, there's no black. No black or brown. But Alex, I think Oh, did I give you your paints back?
I don't know. No, I don't think you did actually, but that's okay.
I think they're in my car.
And yes, this is the Masterson Stay Wet Handy Palette.
I'm gonna go try to find
who
some
has
black.
it.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
So what was your favorite metallic that you were saying?
Turbo Dork is the name of it here. I have a little
Turbo Dork.
Turbo Dork.
Let's see. Cool.
Yeah.
Good name.
Yeah, it's a great name. I love it. They make I have a couple of their sets, and they make varying degrees of beautiful metallics.
Nice.
And because I paint mostly in D&D, there's a lot of
Yeah,
metallics.
well. Yeah, exactly. You said you think that this is probably the same as my regular painting world, and my regular painting world is kind of willy-nilly. I just kind of dove in, and I don't really know what I'm doing. So.
Oh, okay. Well, they translate. The only reason I know any of this stuff is because of Bob Ross. Bob Ross. The only reason I know anything of this stuff is because I used to watch a lot of Bob Ross. Yeah.
OG.
Yeah, OG.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he was.
I was him for Halloween one time.
Oh, nice. Hair and all.
Hair and all, and I did 2 different nights. I did one where I was regular Bob Ross, and then I did one where I was sexy Bob Ross.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Gotta have a sexy Bob Ross.
It was basically Bob Ross with a full makeup beat and then like cleavage. And I drew a little tree on me.
You were there for Halloween?
Yeah, that was probably about, I don't know, 4 years ago or so.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I want to do that now.
It was awesome. I'll send you a picture.
That is awesome.
The general reaction that I got was like, I have the weirdest boner right now. Like, I had a beard with the makeup, and yeah, it was great.
I have the weirdest boner right now.
We are an 18 and up channel.
Oh, that makes me laugh.
Yeah, you can say the F word out here, Aaron.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Where's it? We have a command for that too. I'll get it.
I made brown. Can you see it?
I made brown.
She's so proud! Yay!
I can finally begin to paint.
You're such a big girl now.
I'm a big girl. I'm a brown. I'm a brown. Wait. Oh, there's a
Okay,
cap
here you
on
are.
this?
Oops, sorry.
Wow. I'm already failing.
Okay.
There we go. Ooh, yeah.
Check it out. We're making some Progress.
Let me see.
Break. All right. It should be there. There you go. I mean, you can't really see that well. It just looks black, but it's really like blue.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with painting. Sometimes I like, even with my setup here, where I'm literally trying to get as much true color as possible, never get the true color.
Thanks, Explorer. This is my second mini ever, so we'll see.
All right. I have this camera on a tripod, so I can get you guys right next to me. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. There we go.
Sometimes when you have a little tiny spot, you have to use some pointillism, huh?
Yep, that's what I do,
Dab
for
it
sure.
just-
Pointillism is a very big, it's actually a highly used technique in painting, specifically for when applying washes as well. Applying washes, you're trying to get darker colored paint in the recesses of things to give them contrast.
Okay.
And a lot of the time, in order to get the flow of the paint to fit in recesses, is you have to pointillism it. Pointilize it, yeah.
Wow, this is already so intense. I just started painting.
Yeah, I'm having to remind myself to breathe.
Yeah, oh yeah, I have to do that all the time. Viewers can tell you that. I'm like, literally, guys, you gotta breathe. You gotta remember to breathe.
Yeah, don't want to get lightheaded. Do you ever notice that, like, in a TV show, whenever somebody takes a really deep breath, it always makes me take a deep breath. I'm like,
It's like a yawn, contagious.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, don't talk about yawns. You're gonna make me yawn.
Just talking about yawns.
Yeah.
It's like vomit's that way too, though.
Oh yeah,
It's
for
like,
some
yeah,
people,
yeah.
I'm not so much that way, but
I am. It's not good.
I remember one time my friend, I was at my friend's house. We were probably like, I don't know, in our preteens, like 12, 13-ish, 11, 12 maybe. And her dog had like a sloppy brown, and she started throwing up.
Oh wow.
And then I was like gonna throw it. And so anyway, we were, but I kept it together, and I was really proud of myself because she was going nuts. Like, she couldn't handle it. And I was like, we just gotta clean this up. It's gonna be okay. And we handled it and got it all cleaned up before her parents got home. And all was well.
Yeah, until about the age of 19, which is when I started drinking. Not legal, don't do that. When I had
This is a rated R
like
stream.
legit,
You can talk about drinking underage.
a legit phobia to vomiting.
Oh yeah, a lot of people do.
And then you work that out of yourself when you
Well,
when you
yeah,
can't.
when you can't, when you're forced to deal with it, yeah. Especially by your own choices, yeah.
Yeah. And the alcohol kind of probably numbed the bad experience of it as well.
Yeah.
So you
oh,
were
yeah.
able to just kind of get through it.
Yeah. Yep. It was Jaeger.
Barfing up Jaeger? That's horrible.
It was
Right. Woof.
Yep.
No thanks.
Tuomask is dropping some intelligence check knowledge in the chat right now. Brown doesn't exist in the spectrum because it's a combination of opposite colors. The colors in the spectrum are organized in such a way that opposite colors never touch. So they don't make brown within a spectrum, but since it's possible to mix colors on your own, you're able to make brown.
Huh. So in the visual spectrum of light, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Your mind kind of approximates it, I assume.
Yeah, it must,
Well, that's
must
true
be
of all
something
color.
similar.
That's true of most color, right? Your
Yeah,
brain
we
is
did a whole
approximating these things.
intelligence check on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did an intelligence check all about the visual spectrum of light and how your brain is guessing
Yep.
at a lot of it.
Well,
It's
what
pretty
always
cool.
fascinated me is how little of the spectrums of energy we are able to see in.
Yeah,
It always
and how
blows
it's
my
all
mind.
waves.
Yep.
It's wild.
Yep.
wild.
Wow, I used way too much paint for how much paint this mini needs.
Yeah, that happens.
It's easy to do that. I was trying to
That's
squeeze
why.
out
That's why I use a wet palette.
Why, what about a wet palette?
I use a wet palette.
Oh, so you can just dip in?
It keeps it wet so that you can use it over multiple paints.
So does it just have like water mixed into it, or?
Yeah, so the one I'm using here is called the Masterson Wet Palette. It's a small chemically treated sponge over specific type of like paper. The paper you have to heat up at really high temperature, and then you put it on the palette, and it keeps things wet for weeks at a time. Yeah, for weeks at a time.
That's so fancy.
Yep.
That is fancy.
They're pretty cheap. They're fairly cheap. And they really help. Well, especially when I'm doing paints, like as often I do, like that, I gotta have that. Especially if I'm gonna be painting these guys again before I get all the red on them.
Yeah, I cannot just do a couple drops. That's not happening.
Yeah.
I think I'm separating this blue that I have into a separate thing so I can add some gloss to it.
Yeah, of course.
And then I do the same thing and add matte to it, because I have like her clothes are this blue color, but then also some of her armor is that color, and I want it to be glossy.
That's where metallic would work really well, because you just use that color in metal, and it gives it that.
Yeah.
Although you can have matte metals too, which is interesting. Like matte metals. Yeah, just
kind of like a brush.
Yeah, it's like a brushed kind of metal. Yeah.
What did I do to myself? Oh my god, this is so much color.
Sweet Jesus, what?
The beautiful thing about any mistake you make is you can use it to your advantage, like Bob Ross said, or you can just paint over it.
Yeah.
Let
I'll
it dry.
probably be doing that.
Just happy little accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Happy little accidents.
Man. They're called minis for a reason.
Yep.
They're so tiny.
Sure are. Super tiny.
Goodness gracious. So how long do you think it would take you to paint my mini, Ron?
Yours?
Mm-hmm.
Probably 3 2-hour sessions.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends. Like it's just like anything else. If I want to make it super like good looking, then I'm spending more hours because you're doing more layers of paint, you're doing highlights, that kind of stuff. But like for these guys, which I don't need to have look super fancy, I could probably do them in 2 sessions, all 4 of them in 2 sessions, because I'm just slapping base paint on, then I'll hit them with a wash and be done with it essentially. So for yours, I'm going to do that. I'm going to have multiple layers of paint. I might employ something called wet blending, which is just taking varying degrees of colors, and while the stuff is still wet, mixing them together to get kind of a gradient feel. That's definitely a much more advanced one, and I'm still learning myself. And it's not easy to do on small minis. It's much easier to do on large open areas. So for example, I have this is this blue that you see here. There, that is a wet blended blue. So the edges are all dark, but the top of it's light, and it's because I use that whole thing back and forth between those 2 colors until I got a gradient. Now that alone, that little area, that took me an hour.
Whoa. Seriously?
Right. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, back and forth until it looks good. Yep.
Ron,
no,
did
I was
you
also
create the minis for the dungeon?
No, I did not create the minis for the dungeon run. I did.
Okay.
I had some. So there were
We have a
couple of them that have been. Yeah, like so. Someone gifted. I can't remember who. I don't want to be wrong about who I think it is. So someone gifted us a version of the Hero Forge minis, and then I printed them, and gave some to the cast, and then also gave them out as little prizes for various things. Yeah, can't sell them unfortunately. And the thing is about Hero Forge minis, they can't sell the Hero Forge minis themselves.
Oh, really?
No, because I mean it makes sense. It makes sense, right? It's their property. Yep. Yeah.
Alright, so do you design minis in like a program on your computer and 3D print them that way, or?
I don't, but I do have a company that I just started, where I've got a couple of individuals who are hopefully joining us very soon that are helping us get that. So I've already
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, sculptors are typically what they're called, and I got a sculptor who's joining us soon, most likely, and so he just takes art from an artist and then turns it into a 3D object. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to build. I have a company called the Dungeon Society.
Oh.
And it's we are essentially creating TTRPG products.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lots of dungeon stuff in your life.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean that's always been the case, but especially now.
Dungeons and Dragons, Dungeon Run, and now
Dungeon
Society.
FGM.
A dungeon in your basement.
We don't talk about that. You gotta pay for that.
I mean, hey, look, I'll talk about it if you go anyway. Talk about the dungeon. I'm okay with it. I am not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of these things. I do not kink shame.
He has life-size miniatures in there.
Yeah.
It's like a giant. Miniatures? It's like a giant chessboard, like in Harry Potter.
That's what they're called, Jessica. Life-size miniatures. That's what I'm going to refer to sex dolls from now on.
It's just a life-size mini, hon.
Guys, it's just a life-size mini.
Look, I put armor on it, okay?
So what if it's anatomically correct? It's just for immersion. I would have it if it wasn't? Right, it's just immersion. Give me a break.
I'm just committed to this.
I just really love Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, everything is out there, y'all. I mean,
it is. Yep. It is.
You dream it.
It's out there. It's out there. That's for sure.
Don't dream it.
It was part of my life at one point. I was very curious about that because I had always been so sheltered from that kind of stuff. Growing up in the military and with a very religious, religious
and
mother.
In the South.
Yeah, and in the South, right? So I always was like super fascinated by that. And so one day after I survived a brain tumor and was like, you know what, my life has changed around. I came up with a complete, like I literally was a different person, believed different things, thought differently. Yeah, it was a existential crisis. Was part of my learning about all that was like, you know what, I'm gonna see what this stuff's about. What is this stuff? Yeah, it's it was I learned a lot, guys. Let's just put it that way. I learned a whole lot. It was humans are fascinating. They are fascinating. Humans are fascinating.
Yes, they are. That's why we study them and inhabit them.
Yeah, right.
So that big change for you was as a result of having survived. Is that what you're saying? Like you?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
you don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, I talk about it openly. Most of the Dungeon Room people have heard me talk about it before. It's just, I survived a benign brain tumor, but I was hallucinating, like full-on hallucinations.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. So I eventually
things that they protect ourselves, the things we do. Just when the chemicals or the mechanics get a little altered, it's incredible.
I talk about it on my stream a lot. It's like your brain is one big chemistry set that you have no control over.
Yeah. I call it the meat computer.
Yeah, the meat computer.
Yeah, what I refer to human beings is meat spaceships.
Meat spaceships!
Yeah, we're meat spaceships.
Because we are hurtling through time.
That's absolutely right. Everything. Have you ever heard of box theory?
No.
Everything is it's also called container theory. Everything is a container for something else.
Okay. Can you say
and the
more?
only thing that is not is subatomic particles. Subatomic particles are the supposedly like quarks and those things are the smallest.
Yeah.
They don't contain anything, which I have a feeling that at some point we'll probably learn that they also contain something.
Yeah.
So even if it's just intergalactic or universal bits, however we want to refer to them, but the idea is that everything is a container for everything else. So the Earth is a container for atmosphere and for people and for things. Your body is a container for blood and for organs. Your blood is a container for cells and bacteria, all these things. Everything is a container.
To what end, though? Like, what does the box theory, what's the bottom line?
Attempt, you're familiar with GTEs, which is the grand theory of everything's?
No.
Right? Einstein, when he came up with the theory of gravity, what he was actually attempting to do was a grand theory of everything, which is to say, simplify the universe in the most simple terms. One theory that unifies all other things.
Because there are so many patterns across existence, like you look at like fractals, for example. You see them in our bodies, you see them in nature, you see them in the galaxy, in the universe.
Yeah, broccoli's a fractal.
Radicchio, and all of it. It all seems like it should be connected, right? So people have for many years been trying to find what that connection means. Is it a mathematical formula? Is it
a theory?
Physics?
Is it and then science just goes, hey, let's try to define this in a real way that is provable, and that's kind of where we get a lot of our especially gravity, Newton's laws, all of that. Those were attempts at building GTEs or great theories of everything. Yep.
I definitely know about the movie,
Don't even
the
get me
theory
started
of everything.
on simulation theory, which is a huge one now.
Oh yeah. We touched on that briefly on our cooking stream the other day, because we did how many? It's like 86 questions to make someone fall in love with you or something like that.
Oh yeah,
nice. 36.
36.
Bar is much lower.
There was a question. Okay, yeah, sorry. 36. I told you on that stream that I'm not that great with math, so 86 and 36 feel the same to me. Anyway, so there was a question that was like, if you could ask a crystal ball any question about anything, what would it be? And mine was that I would ask if intelligent design was real, and the way I phrased it was like, is there a god or is there like a programmer? And that's what I mean, how we touched on it, because it's just such a weird thing to think that we might just be in a simulation, like we're basically Sims. Yeah,
it is a weird thing. Actually, it's kind of funny. I was telling you earlier about the animated character that I was doing called Neuralis. That was the basis of it. The basis of it was that humans understand a advanced AI trying to understand human behavior by examining the simulations that humans create, aka video games.
Ooh.
Whoa. Interesting.
Yeah, they had a character, so this company called Figments, I got introduced to them actually through Jeff and from the Dungeon Run. And when I was speaking to them, they were like, hey, I hear you really like this thing. Like, can you tell me a little bit about what you like? And I'm like, AI is like something I'm super fascinated with lately. If you have a chance, people are going to laugh at me because I'm about to say something that I've said so many times as Neuralis, which is, if you really want to know how to solve the problems of the future, if you really want to at least understand how we're going to go about that and understand where we're going, there's a book called Superintelligence by Nick Bostrom that you absolutely should listen to and or read.
Okay.
Because it's a lot about simulation theory and mostly about the AI problem that if we continue to go the speed in which we are,
that interests
we are
me
going to
for
have
sure.
to. Yeah. So it's all about that, like the different camps of what happens if we do this right and what happens if we don't.
Yeah, I was just seeing something the other day about how by this year we won't have jobs anymore because robots will have the jobs.
Yep.
But that doesn't necessarily scare me because that leaves humans more free to pursue creative arts.
The only reason we have been working is because we were required to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's all for people like us who pursue art and who, you know, have the kinds of careers that we do. That's an easy thing for us to go like, oh yeah, okay, cool, let's do it. But for people who are working in factories and, you know, their livelihoods depend on mining coal, for example.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well, that's why you need to. That's why you need education, right? That's why you need to shift your education.
Right.
Rate, train, and what you train people and what you put monetarily important. And a lot of economic theory in that is make arts worth something.
Yeah. And also shift our focus on how we on energy. You know, like we don't need to be using oil and coal anymore. You know, like we need to you know, shift that and move into the future.
Well, and that's actually part of the AI conversation. Is some of these things are going to be you have to move to those things in order to continue, in order to grow, in order to not leave people behind. Yeah, exactly.
The human race,
right. And AI can help us solve those problems.
Yeah.
Or
if we don't let our greed get in the way.
Correct.
Or
which we always
AI becomes smarter than us.
Well, it is inevitable, right? It is inevitable that the AI becomes smarter.
Singularity is coming.
Yeah, given, and the book talks about this a lot, actually, the singularity and what that means, and like why it's a thing that science is fascinated with, especially now. And it's given constant growth as we've seen in computers. Now, obviously, there's some room for debate in all these things because are really computers going to be able to keep up are we going to be able to keep up the advancement rate of CPUs as we continue as a species? Lots of people say yes. Some say that's probably not necessarily the case. But the concept is once we can get enough, we're actually already there. We could already put in more transistors on the surface area than there are neurons in the same area in the human brain.
Can you repeat
Can you say that again?
and explain it like I'm 5?
Okay, so yeah, absolutely, for sure. So your neurons, if you were to take, say, we'll just make it simpler. If you were to take a centimeter of brain matter, we now can put as many transistors in the same part on the silicon as the equivalent number of neurons on the brain material.
And what are the transistors do?
Transistors are the base
steps away from
Sorry, go ahead. It's the delay. I apologize.
Oh, sorry. We are only a few steps away from being able to create a computer that's comparable to a human brain.
Right.
Oh, got it.
Right?
In terms of transistors in one specific area, yes. But so we're already there, especially when you start talking about we're building quantum computers, right? But using quantum bits to decide whether something is computational or not. That alone is going to change literally everything. We're still reeling from the disruption of the internet. That's what we're seeing, I think, in our society.
Yeah.
Is really just the disruption of the invention of the internet. Right. But the internet was only invented when? Not that long ago. And this is what it's done to our society. Like that's significant. So
totally uprooted everything. Changed everything.
Yep. And the more and more
luckily in time for the pandemic.
Yes, luckily in time for the pandemic. Like, right. Yeah.
We're able to do stuff like this, you know, and still communicate and hang out and friends. Just on a side
to show you, right? And this is the thing. This is what I've been talking with my partner a lot lately, which is we are so quick to reject technology as something that is giving us trouble. Yes, that is true, but it's because we're using it that way, not because because it is that way at its base. Splitting the atom, really great idea for efficient energy. Very bad idea to destroy things.
Right. It all depends on whose hands it's in.
Exactly, which is exactly the whole point of the AI conversation, which is we have to be very careful about who gets their hands in the pie on that, because given the wrong actor and teaching the AI the wrong thing, we may all just stop breathing tomorrow because it decided to, in the background, decompose all of us for carbon so it can make a giant signature.
My God.
Scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, thank
and
you.
That's the thing about that book, which is like, before I read that, I had an idea that Terminator was not really how it's going to be, because obviously that's Hollywood. But at the same time, I was like, no, robots, if they get their own ideas, it's more of less than like we're going to create these things to kill humans, and more of like, I'm just trying to do this job the most efficiently on a galactic scale.
Right.
And if you do that on a galactic scale, it's inevitable that you're going to hurt people because it's galactic scale.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pure logic is not, as we see Star Trek does this all the time. Pure logic is not always the way to go.
Correct.
Are you a Star Trek fan, Ron?
I have watched a good bit of Star Trek in my life. I am definitely a much more space opera fan than I am, which you would think because I love science so much. But
What space operas do you like?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Have you read Saga?
I have not.
Oh, that's a great space opera. Oh my God.
It's been recommended to me many times and I haven't.
I have them. You can definitely borrow them.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, there's no blue in this set either? What? What a crazy little what is Yeah, there's red, yellow, green, orange, and white. But no blue. And blue is Joshua's color.
Red and green.
Yeah. Wait, no. Red and green's gonna make brown.
Yellow and green. Apologies.
No, that won't make blue.
Right?
No. Blue is the primary color. I can't make it.
I think we'll make it.
Shoot.
Oh, right. RBG. That's right. RGB. I'm thinking of no.
RPG. Ruth getting Bader Ginsburg.
I should have looked more closely when I put this on the list.
Yeah, you can't make blue. That's right.
I'm gonna go see if I have blue. I don't think I do, but I'll go check.
If you have the paints that I gave you, you might have some blue.
I don't know. I think those are in my car. I'm not sure.
Maybe you did give them back to me. I don't know. Oh man, this is such a tiny little place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy thinking about where we'll be in the next 20 years or even the next 5 years as far as technology goes. There's a lot in our system that we need to kind of upend in order to make sure that the ethical choice is made.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's kind of what the whole, you'd be surprised, but there's a lot of that particular growth in AI, ethical. There's a huge section of AI that is all ethical use. And not just ethical in like, well, we don't want to destroy humanity, but ethical as in like it's available to the poor. That like access to AI is available to the poor. It's just like anything else, right? Like if you don't have the internet, you're not going to be able to find a job.
Right, exactly.
And if you can't find a job, then you can't live. So it's equivalent to water, or at least it should be.
Yeah, and I was about to bring that up actually. Like, since we're struggling with our society in making sure that everybody has access to clean water, and from keeping Nestle from privatizing water. Yeah. So fighting that very basic thing, like how do you make the jump to technology, to that conversation around technology,
Yeah. Well, that's, I think, a little bit about some of the solutions that are being sought out, especially like Tesla's satellite swarm. Like that's the way. It's much easier, I think, to give people full access to the internet than it is necessarily to give people full access to water, just because water can't be transmuted over an electrical line. But also rain falls from the sky. So it seems like it shouldn't be that hard to do, and it clearly is, because even here in the United States, there are essentially equivalent third world countries because of their water.
Right.
Yep. which should not be happening in the richest country in the world.
Yeah, we have everything we need to provide people with make people's basic needs met, but
we just don't do it.
We don't do it because greed, because power.
Rugged socialism for the poor.
You mean rugged
individuality? Excuse me, rugged individuality for the poor, and socialism for the rich.
Unmitigated socialism for the rich.
Yep.
Man,
we got there.
We are deep in the philosophy world with our mini painting, and I am not complaining. No regrets.
No regrets? Not good. No regrets.
No regrets.
All right, I think I got all that blue. So let's see what else
I found blue, guys.
Yay! Okay, I think I might do some. Oh, where did you find blue? Was it in the paints that I gave you? Did you find them, or did you already have other paints,
I don't know what is yours and mine, and what was Garrett's. Is this yours?
Gotta wait for the lag. I'll tell you as soon as I see it.
Liquitex Basics.
I still don't know because I have a lot of different brands.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I have a lot.
Man, this lag is crazy.
Yeah, I think your computer's like at max resources or something. Because you shouldn't have a lag in Discord.
Yeah. Well, I did add this monitor.
Yeah, if you... that does add to it.
Yeah.
I figured... I found that out the hard way, too.
No, that's not my paint. Now I finally see it.
Oh my god, it was that long?
Yeah, I'm not playing this monitor because this is crazy. Bye, monitor. I love you.
We love you, monitor. We'll see you again someday.
All right, let's see.
Ron, at what point do you paint the base?
I want to give a shout out. Oh,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't usually paint it until the last.
Me?
This lag is hysterical. Oh my god. Okay, Ron, you go first. Alex, hold on a second.
I typically don't paint the base until the last.
Okay. Wait, even I started painting the blue mushrooms because I like them, but was that a mistake?
Well, no. You can paint those things. I'm talking about the like flat part of it. I also paint the sides of the base to give them like nice.
Oh yeah, of course.
Uniform look. So I typically don't. I work from top down. Typically.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Well, but I'm also doing top down, but that's the third criteria. The first two criteria are dark, and then largest area.
Oh, I'm just doing my own method.
That's just
apparently.
mine, though. I mean, it's up to I mean, that's the thing about painting.
Doing whatever really looks fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a valid way to go about it.
All right, Alex.
Hi. So apparently, by the way, my computer does have an update and needs to update. So I will do that before our next stream. Yay! And I'm never gonna use this monitor again. Boo.
Aww. Well, when you build your PC, you will.
It's not for that. There you go. So we gotta get that PC building happening. I'm down. I've got a whole setup area now, so I'm ready for it.
It's time to bring in the big guns.
Anywho, I wanted to thank Twinsons for sending along those gaming controllers because Andy and I got to play Cuphead last night.
Oh,
it's very, very hard.
It's so hard.
Yes, it is. We got all the way through the first map. Yay! And so now we're on the second map and we're fighting the cupcake area, candy and cupcakes. And we're like kind of obsessed. So thank you. Maybe we'll stream that sometime and you guys can see us
definitely
playing together. We get obsessive about like, all right, we gotta try one more time. Last night we were playing and then I said, wait a minute, what time is it? And he goes, oh, it's 1:45. It's almost 2 in the morning. We didn't even realize it.
Oh, my heart is aching.
So thank you for that.
I want a buddy to play
Why?
video games with until 1 a.m. That sounds so nice.
I'll play video games with you till 1 a.m.
Oh my god, okay, let's do it.
I will
Let's
too.
do it.
Although Heather and I have been playing, my partner Heather and I have been playing Diablo a lot.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, Diablo 3.
Is that spooky?
Switch. Yeah. No. I mean, maybe. It's not like scary. It's more of like horde. It's mostly like killing hordes of demons. But that can be scary for some people. So I don't know. But it's not like it's not designed for like horror.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I personally don't find demon-y stuff to be that scary.
Cool.
Like when you have like, you know, possessions and stuff in movies.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Me too.
Get spooked out like that.
Cool.
But I know some people who do.
Yeah, I
that's
do
the
too.
one.
Right, that's their thing. Well, especially in the South.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Those demon things are very real to some people. And you know,
yes,
actually,
they are.
in China, I worked in China for about 3 months last year, or
Cool.
2 years ago now. And, well, in 2019, I'll say. And when I was
Teaching?
there, yeah, well, I was doing kind of what I'm doing now, but over there.
Okay, good.
So, being the face of their English teaching program and, you know, filming videos for them on green screen and stuff like that.
Cool.
And also doing office work for them and stuff. So I wasn't technically a teacher because I didn't have a classroom, but
I got you.
I am in the class on the screen. So
Gotcha.
anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, I was over there during the like the Halloween season.
Yeah.
And I, you know, was getting into the spirit and asking them like, so do you guys know any ghost stories? Can you tell me any, you know, like what do you guys, what's like the spooky thing over here? And almost everybody that I talked to was like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. That's too scary.
Really?
Yeah.
About what
And I was-
specifically?
So just about like, I asked about ghost stories. Like, do you guys have any ghost stories? Like, is there anywhere that's like haunted in this town and da-da-da? And everybody was like, I don't know. We don't really mess with that.
Wow,
Like,
so superstitious.
yeah, it was really, really interesting. And I guess that's because it's like more real, you know, it's considered more
Yep.
like a real thing. So,
Yep.
we actually had a pretty cool experience. I thought it was cool. My friend and I were walking back to where I lived over there from work, and we were talking. It was around Halloween, and we were talking about spooky stuff. And you know, she was getting freaked out. And then we heard there was like a big wall next to where we were walking, and we suddenly heard like a flare of trumpets and just like brass instruments that were like, it was like like that.
Oh, wow.
And we were both like, what was that? And we ran down to where the end of the wall was and looked down. It was like an alleyway, and we saw people walking from behind a building, like to where the cars were, and they were all dressed completely in white robes with like pointy hats. And my first thought seeing that was like, KKK, oh my God, what
in China? Weird.
Yeah,
What a weird
exactly.
thing.
What a strange thing. But my friend, whose name was Seven, doesn't have to do with the story, but another interesting thing, her name was Seven. She got freaked out and was like, oh, let's get out of here. And I was like, what is happening? And when we were finally around the corner and down the way a little bit, she said they were having a funeral.
Oh.
When a common practice, when people die over there, when you have like the goodbye ceremony, the funeral, is to have a brass band play really, really loud music or a really loud sound to help the spirit, to scare the spirit away from this realm and into the next.
Wow.
I found that
Humans are
super
fascinating.
Yeah.
Humans are
Yeah.
fascinating. They are so fascinating.
Right? It's so cool.
So, did you hear the percussion?
But yeah, I was like all giddy. I don't remember if there was percussion or not. There might have been. All I really remember was the brass sound was like the forefront. But
I want to know why her name is Seven.
Well, you know, just like when you take a class here, that's a different language. You like choose your French name or your Spanish name or whatever.
Got it.
Her Chinese name, I believe, was something similar to like Siban or something like that, and so it was close to the pronunciation of her Chinese.
I thought maybe she was like some sort of secret agent or something.
Ron, I'm having such a hard time holding my mini. She's so delicate.
I use a product from Citadel. It's a mini holder. It just looks like this.
Oh, nice.
But a lot of people use pill bottles and little like poster tack on the top of the pill bottle and on the bottom of the mini. Yeah.
That would be very helpful.
That makes sense.
We're doing it the old school way right now. Just gonna hunch over like a little troll, like a little goblin. I must paint you, little one. You're going to be colorful. Ha ha ha! Hee hee!
Kaz Krojevix has an RPG character named 3. 2 hands on 1 foot. 2 hands and 1 foot. 3 fingers per hand. 3 toes on her foot.
Wow.
That's
I
great.
had a friend who played in a game called in a LARP game. Her name was 7, but that's because she was the 7th experiment.
Oh, okay. Kind of like Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, I mean this was when I was in high school, but it was very cool. Yeah, she was like an animal, like an island of Dr. Moreau type of animal, like a humanoid hybrid kind of thing.
Chimera.
Yeah, like a real chimera. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know who killed the chimera? Do you remember the hero?
No.
Yeah, Bellerophon.
In what?
Bellerophon was the Greek hero, I think. Bellerophon was either Greek. I can't remember. I always get them mixed up which one's Greek and Roman. They're the same thing, everyone. Enough time has passed that they're the same now.
Are they?
No, they are not. They are
not. Andy, who's my husband, sent me a tweet that said, "Women will literally go to therapy instead of learning everything about ancient Rome." I thought that was amazing. Because he knows everything about ancient Rome. I'll just say that. Yeah, when I think of a chimera, I think of Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Have you seen that? Are you an anime?
I have not seen. I like anime. I have not seen all of Full Metal Alchemist, but I know enough to know what you're talking about.
Dude. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is required viewing. It is, I think, my favorite anime ever. So, highly recommend. Get that on your list for sure.
I always liked Ninja Scroll, but I get it's problematic now.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's super problematic.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
In what,
triggering like sexual assault. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yep. I think the whole first scene is that. Yeah, I saw it when I was a kid, and it actually kind of pushed me off to anime. I didn't watch much anime after that. I was like, I don't know.
Aww. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch a lot of Bleach. I like Bleach a lot. That I watched. Bleach. I watched a lot. Bunkai. I watched a lot of that, but yeah, nothing about.
That's Willie.
Hi, Willie.
Yeah, in the 90s, Ninja Scroll was great, but that was the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever seen the movie Blue? Paradise Blue? Chat?
No.
Paradise Blue? There's a horrible, I mean, that director and writer is really interesting because you never know what's real and what's not, but there's a really traumatic sexual assault scene in that, and that really stuck with me. That was one of the first animes that I saw as well. Funny enough that we both happened to have a traumatic first anime viewing, but I don't know. Yeah, it's weird seeing that stuff as a kid and being like, so it really stayed with me. You know, like I can see that scene in my mind. Oh my god.
It's the same with there's a remake of Last House on the Left. There's a very, very, very brutal scene in that.
Oof.
It's one of those. They're visceral, kind of like. It scares me even now. Like when I'm not watching it, it's a horrible thing to think about. You know, it's just horrible. Even to try to remember what it was like to see the thing is horrifying.
Yeah.
Yep. Do not watch that film.
Don't watch it.
It's a great horror film. Just maybe skip that part.
My parents did not let me watch even anything close to anything adult at all. I couldn't even watch The Simpsons growing up, so I never saw anything.
Really?
I was very sheltered.
My parents didn't really like me to watch The Simpsons either, but they weren't as protective about like Ren and Stimpy for some reason.
Oh,
Ren and Stimpy was where I learned most.
I think I was allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy. I think they.
Isn't that weird? Ren and Stimpy was much.
I think it's because they didn't know. They didn't watch it. You know, they didn't see that it was that bad.
And I think there was a lot in the news when we were growing up about like The Simpsons did this and this kid killed himself because
that's Republican. You know, that's definitely conservative talking points from the 90s.
Yeah, it's all this media ruining our children.
These media's ruin our kids. Oh, you mean the idea to think for ourselves? Oh,
yeah.
See, that's what's ruining us. I got it.
Got it.
You got away with it if it wasn't for you and the blasted kids.
You meddling kids trying to learn stuff.
Trying to verify what we say. Calling us on our bullshit. How dare you?
Aubrey says their parents let them watch whatever they wanted, but Andy's was kind of like that. Like he and his cousins would watch like rated R, rated X. Like he would go to his uncle's house, who didn't really watch them that much, and just like see everything. So it's kind of funny, like when we first got together, when we were watching horror movies and stuff, if there was a really gory part, I would go, ooh, like, oh, God, I can feel that in my body. Empathy for this person on the screen, and he'd be like, whoa, cool effect. You know,
desensitized, yeah. I remember I watched The Butterfly Effect, and the adults were like, it's gonna be too scary for you, you shouldn't watch it. And I was like, I can handle it. And then I couldn't sleep the whole night, and I got really scared and traumatized.
Aww.
That was the same with me and The Predator.
Oh.
The Predator was like that, because I was such an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. And so my parents would always be like, oh, well, you can watch Arnold Schwarzenegger films, but this might scare you, so if it does, it's your fault. And,
but then you couldn't admit it to them, like,
right, of course
because
not.
then
Nope.
Yeah, I had to just pretend that I couldn't sleep because I didn't want to admit that they were right.
Yeah.
P.S. The Butterfly Effect, I rewatched it recently. It does not hold up. It is a terrible movie.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I never saw it, actually.
You know, also it's another terrible movie.
You're not missing much.
All of the Final Destinations.
I have not gone back and rewatched those, and I probably never will.
I never saw those, actually.
I did. They don't hold up. They're horrible.
A lot of movies don't hold up. It's so disappointing.
Yeah,
I rewatched Paranormal Activity, and that wasn't scary either, and that scared me so much when those came out.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I knew her.
Did you?
Just Kate, yeah. She's from Atlanta.
That must have been so cool for her to, like, just blow up out of nowhere.
I was in, the way I knew her is because she was connected with the improv scene, and her boyfriend at the time, very close boyfriend, they lived together, he was in my improv classes, and so we did improv shows together, and she would show up. And,
she was good at improv,
it was right around those times when she was big. Yeah, it was good for her, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, all of those people.
Rob says my cousins showed me Gremlins when I was like 6. The scene where they cook the gremlin in the microwave.
Oh,
I didn't use a microwave at our house.
no.
And my cousin had a similar experience because I think that there's something to do with like a gremlin in a toilet, and he wouldn't use the toilet.
Oh my goodness.
After that, he was so scared, and his mom was so mad. My aunt was so mad at whoever.
There was another movie that was like that where gremlin-like creatures, they actually are more like boggarts, but came through the toilet called. Oh, what was it called? It was an old scary movie where it was called Snatchies or something like that, where it was literally sort of like think short, fat goblins crawling up through the toilet.
Oh, I don't know.
Yikes.
Yeah.
My aunt always confuses the movie. She always thinks that it was the movie Goonies that he saw that scared him. But I know that it wasn't.
That's the name of the movie, Ghoulies.
Ghoulies
Was the name of the movie.
Ghoulies.
Ghoulies.
You know what? I need to apologize to her because I've told her over and over. I'm like, no, Aunt Susan, it was Gremlins, but it was Ghoulies.
Ghoulies, yeah.
I need to call her and tell her that I
Ghoulies. Did you guys ever see the movie Critters?
No.
Oh, that's a good one.
did a long
I love those. Those are really bad, but I love them.
What's your, if you had to say that, like, one horror movie you really enjoy, what would be your top one?
I like a lot of the Asylum movies, but yeah, I don't know if you've heard of the Asylum. They made like Sharknado. And
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in one of their movies, but I like
I'm
their.
in one of their movies too.
Oh my gosh, you are?
I'm in San Andreas Quake.
Oh, nice. I was in Abraham Lincoln vs. Zombies.
Awesome. That's so cool.
They actually wanted me in for another one that they did, but I had to turn it down because the offer was so small, and it was after I had become a bigger actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't offer a whole lot. It's all low, really, really low budget. I'm sure you know.
Well, now that we've been on the dungeon run, I'm not accepting low offers anymore.
Know your worth, Jessica.
Do they not know
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
dungeon run famous?
Come on. They should.
Get with it, Hollywood.
Meow! Thank you for the pebbles, meow. Spectre Ranger. Do you see her? Is she here? No, she's not here. She's in her home.
I was gonna say earlier when you mentioned like the movie that has like the horrific scene or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I got offered a role in like a new version of the movie I Spit on Your Grave.
Oh yeah.
I auditioned for that too.
Yes.
But I did not get offered a role, but I auditioned for it. It was like right when I moved to LA.
I auditioned for it and they offered it to me, and
Whoa.
I turned them down. It was
That would have been a lot. Very graphic.
I mean, I don't know if the original movie, but basically the original movie is this woman, trigger warning, assault. So earmuffs if you want, but this woman gets raped in the beginning, and then she goes back to get revenge on all of the guys who are involved with it, and like it's a lot of body horror.
I don't like that.
And yeah, it was just icky for me. I was like, I don't want. First of all, I didn't want to be known for that to be like my first big role. You know, like I didn't want to get pigeonholed into where I'm doing all these, you know, horrible things in movies over and over and over again. You know, so.
Didn't want to become a screen queen. Isn't that what they're called, screen
queens?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that's really my jam. I mean, like, that's a great career to have. It can be,
sure.
But
Not your.
I don't know. I don't think
want.
Yeah, it's also really tough doing those movies because I mean, like, I've done a few horror movies, and the way that my acting MO is, like, I have to get a little bit real with whatever it is that I'm feeling, and I can't just. So, like, being in that emotional space of being scared and sad for so long is just it's just not my fave. You know,
Absolutely.
it's hard.
Can relate.
And,
Yeah, it's hard. It ain't easy.
Well, and what's also tough about, I've done a couple horrors too, is that they've been low budget and they don't afford enough time for you to get into that space, and they just expect you to like go, like you're traumatized, and it's just no fun to do that.
Yeah, man. When I did American Horror Story, I asked them to, well, they let me know like around the time that I was going to be coming to set, but even between, so I would like start to do the work then to get into it, but even between then and like actually rolling, that was at least an hour. And then, so I had to stay in that place for an hour.
Yeah.
And then once we did start rolling, we got all these different angles. So it was like 5 hours of being in that ragged state of feeling like fearing for my life and like being able to buy at the drop of a hat, and like,
yeah,
it was just uncomfortable. But I mean, I wouldn't trade being on American Horror Story for anything. That was a really good opportunity. It was just like,
guys, it's easy. Acting is easy. Anyone can do it. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
According to
Get over
the
it.
internet. According to the internet, it's easy and you don't get to have political opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Shut up. Cry. Shut up and cry.
Shut up, actor.
Just make art. No one wants to hear your opinions.
It's like, it's literally art. Okay, whatever, dude.
Yeah, man. But yeah.
I would get that in the South a lot. Like, what do you know? You're an actor. I'm like, man, I have 2 degrees. I have 2 of them. I've studied extensive things for no reason other than I needed to study those things. Don't talk to me that I can't have an opinion. I'm an informed person.
Don't talk to me.
Well, that's just a technique.
Yeah.
A defense for getting people to just shut up, and that's homogeny is such a thing in the South that just shut up, be like everyone else, fall in line.
Yeah. Follow the rules.
I mean, I even encountered that in stupid places like in the cell phone store. Like I've always been a Droid person because my family all has iPhones, and so I think we had gotten new phones for Christmas, and we went to the store to get them all set up or whatever, and the clerk there singled me out. He was like, "Oh, there's always one. You gotta be special, huh? Like, oh
wow.
You'll come to the iPhone world eventually. You will. Okay." And he was just so condescending to me, and it was very stupid, but it really got to me. I was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Know me, and I don't know. I won't get into the whole iPhone Android battle right now. I'm not trying to start a fight.
I mean, I've been silently over here judging you.
Good, because Ron and I both have iPhones, and we iPhone chat all the time.
Oh wow! Congratulations. I hope you're really happy with your iPhone chat, with your AirDrop. Oh, great. But can you take it to any store and get it fixed? I don't think so.
It never needs to be fixed.
Oh.
Oh!
That's bullshit.
And why would I take it to anyone? I want the experts to fix it.
You wanna pay extra?
I want to pay $800 to get my phone fixed. That's what I want.
Ugh. Yeah, then stick with iPhone.
Jess, do you have a color picker tool that you use?
For what?
For helping you decide color palettes?
Yeah, I use, it's COOLORS colors, coolers.
Coolers?
Yeah.
That's it. I see it here.
Yeah, that's pretty
what
handy.
is that?
It's a website, and what I do is I'll drop in a photo I like, and it kind of helps you take the color palette out. But I usually just
That's cool.
find photo inspiration and just pull it into Photoshop and create a palette myself.
Nice.
Yeah, not everybody's fancy like you.
I gotta get it custom.
Think you're so fancy over there? Fancy.
Congratulations on
How
your face.
fancy you are.
Yeah.
I'm fancy, and I don't got opinions.
Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
nice, okay.
this trim on this coat is so hard to paint. Oh yeah, I'm getting a crick in my neck. Oof, gotta do
Ay,
some
ay,
You have
yoga
a whole
after
creek
this.
in your neck?
It's a river!
It's an entire river.
There's a crawdads in there.
Crawdads in there?
Okay, so Ron, what should I do for the silver since I don't have silver? Maybe just do like white and black and kind of shade it?
Silver, well, there is actually a way to, they call it non-metallic. There's a way to actually make it, but I don't even know how to do that properly. But if you're trying to get silver, then you have to, gray, probably your closest thing, or like a lighter gray.
She looks sloppy.
Mine's a little sloppy too, but we're new at this. It's fine.
But I do remember
Yeah.
that when we painted with Richard, we used that final coat that you were talking about, Ron, that we don't have,
Yeah.
and that just like transformed it into
Yeah, all,
really good
all
looking.
final coats typically do, yeah. Well, and what we'll try to create, I don't know if we can with the kind of paints you have, but washes help a lot.
Yeah,
And,
the wash,
I
yeah.
use also contrast paints like this, which are halfway between a wash and a paint, which is it'll paint a certain area lighter and certain areas darker depending on how contoured they are. So I use contrasts as washes.
Okay.
But you can create a wash by using ink or thinning down your paint until it just gives a as light a tint as possible. It's going to be very watery.
And you'll walk us through that, yeah?
I've never really done that myself, but I can certainly I've created some washes myself, but I can certainly walk you through that process. for
Great.
sure.
I think I'm gonna get
Okay,
there.
so-
I think I'm gonna finish the color with enough time to do that. Because I'm not doing it
Oh,
as
yeah.
expertly as you might have.
Lord, forgive me for what I do.
Okay, I'm going to use my next color is going to be skeleton bone.
Skeleton bone.
Yeah, skeleton bone from the army painter.
That's the name of the color? Skeleton bone?
Yeah, skeleton bone. Yeah, it's like a sand color.
Cool.
Man, I put rings on her fingers. There's no way in hell I'm painting those.
Yeah, I have a ribbon when they're just, I'm like, it's not gonna happen.
Okay, so I got all the greens, blues, and browns done. So now I'm moving on to the purples and the pinks.
Hey, you guys are doing good.
The purple and the pinks.
You doing good?
Yeah, doing great. Getting slapping paint on a mini.
Slap it up
Lickety
and
slap.
slap it
Slapping
up
that
and.
paint, dear. Slapping the paint.
I slap at the paint. Whoo, doggy. It's crazy.
Oh, I don't have any purple, but that's okay. We can make purple. Yeah, we'll do like a. Well, I'll do
Never
the
used
skin.
in their D&D campaign. I've never used mummies in a D&D campaign, but
Really?
why not?
I love them.
Yeah, have you used mum?
Oh yeah, I actually have
I
a
love
couple
mummies.
mummies. I have a couple of mummies you can buy on the
Are you a mummy?
on the Etsy. A mummy lord on the Etsy. I've got a mummy warrior.
No. So you're a kind of a mummy's boy. That's what you're saying.
I've been fascinated a lot with mythology in my life, mostly because
Oh, cool.
when people were telling me all about the Bible, I was like, but that sounds a lot like the things I learned in other mythologies.
Nope. It's different.
Nope, it's different. It's different. Why? Because it's different. But I don't understand. Nope,
Because
it's different.
Shut up and
Shut up. It's different. So, for me, it was things like Egyptian stories, and those mix really well with the Roman Empire too. So, those were things that I was always kind of fascinated in.
Cool.
Yeah.
My friends did a watch party of The Mummy Returns last night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. I only got to see a little bit of it, but it holds up.
Rachel Weisz is perfect,
Yes, she is.
Yes.
especially in Mummy.
I mean, let's not.
And I really like Brendan Fraser too.
Yeah,
Oh
I was
yeah,
gonna say,
that's peak
let's
Brendan
not discount
Fraser.
the sexy Brendan Fraser. Let's not discount that.
Yeah, him in Mummy and in George of the Jungle is peak Brendan Fraser.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
you
there's
guys
Billy
been
Zane in there too. That's not too bad.
What one?
Yeah.
Billy Zane.
Have you guys been watching Doom Patrol?
No.
I actually
Speaking of-
auditioned for Doom Patrol a couple of times.
I did too. For the Fooktopia part, I auditioned for.
Nice.
Didn't get it, but still cool though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really, really good show. I like it. I mean, I like weird shit. You know, like I like stuff that kind of surprises me, and that show surprises me all the time.
Funny, I did not get the weird shit vibe from you.
From me?
Yeah, I'm lying. I definitely got the weird shit vibe from you. Yeah, I'm sarcastic. Definitely got the weird shit vibe from you. All you had to say was musical theater, and I was like, well, that's
Yeah, yeah.
Well, she's a weirdo.
Weirdo.
Well,
Just like me. Weirdo like me.
Yep. Weirdo award.
Alex comes from a long line of weirds.
the weird family.
The weird family up in the hills.
That's right. Yeah, it's good. I like weird, and that show is not
Life's
afraid
too
to.
short to not be weird about it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get weird, y'all.
Let's get weird with it.
Getting weirdy with it. Na 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 na.
Getting weird.
I would be willing to bet that if you're a good berry, you're weird.
Probably.
In the best ways.
Because we're weird. So if you're one of us, then you're weird.
You're definitely weird.
One of us. One of us. Let's see.
Was
How
that
far are
weird?
we? There's a time at which we start to get extra weird in the stream. It's usually 2
Now,
hours in.
right now.
Yeah. Gosh.
Oh, she has a neck. There it is. I'm painting it.
There you go.
Paint
Weird
that
unite,
neck.
spring. Paint that
And
neck.
she has
Paint
feet.
that neck.
Or her little
Look at that.
feet.
Look at her. Oh, she's so colorful.
Yes.
I love it.
You love it.
I love it.
I fucking love you.
I fucking love it.
Why did I do this to myself?
Why'd you do it to me first, though? You're like, why'd I do this to myself? I'm like, why'd you do it to
Yeah,
me?
you. Yeah.
I had just, like I
Around the
Heather handles a lot of the business on the website, and so she's always sending me like, look what this person sent you today, and I'm like, oh yeah, look, another thing where people want stuff to just float in midair.
Yeah, pretty much.
Figure it out.
Forgetting to breathe. I'm forgetting to
guess
breathe.
what I did? I figured it out.
And you sure did.
Yeah.
Okay, now it is yellow and orange and red and purple and pink. Now we're done.
Dang. You're making some good progress. I'm kind of moving a bit slower here. Let's see. Let me paint this cauldron. Why not? Sexy ladies gonna part with us. Da, 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 da. Bring it up. Da, 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 da. Early morning, let's get it. Okay. What you guys doing? Your thoughts went immediately to clams when you said neck. Why?
Clams don't have necks.
Firebird.
Oh,
Clams ain't
fire
got
there.
necks.
Oh, fire there.
Silly bird.
I'm getting better at pouring out less paint. Just so everybody knows.
Good.
It's a valuable tool.
It's a skill.
It is a skill.
It's a great skill to have.
It's a good skill to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you do much theater in LA, Ron?
No, I have not done much theater in LA, actually.
Me neither. I've done a very little bit, but
Yeah, same.
not much.
I did
do
more in the
miss it.
beginning of my career out here because I came from, you know, like a theater background, so it made sense. But then I got cast in my first co-star during a theater run, and my agent was like, "Well, you have to just tell the theater they're screwed because you can't not do a TV role."
Right.
And that's kind of the risk you take when you do theater.
Yep.
So how did that go? Were they were able to find a replacement, or?
No, what we did is I drove Elena to the theater in Santa Clarita every day to train her how to be my understudy and fit her in my costume and teach her my blocking. And she was ready to go on stage the day I shot my co-star, and I got there right in the nick of time to go on.
Wow. So you were able to you did both.
I did both. But I was scared.
Amazing.
And so is she, because she's like, you know, she's never rehearsed with anybody. She was just like with me on an empty stage learning my part.
Thanks. That's amazing. It's lucky that you knew with so much time in advance, you know.
I didn't. It was like a
Even-
week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
But she was
Feel
game.
bad for the director.
Well, I've had a couple people say to me, well, that's why you get understudies
Right.
Yeah.
for this, because, you know, you're in LA. People are going to book stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially you, Jeff. You're gonna book.
Ooh, this is looking good, minus the fact that it's sloppy.
Do you guys ever feel like you need to give your eyes a chance to look at things that are far away more often? I do,
What?
because I'm always looking at a computer screen, or like right now I'm looking at this, which is really close. And when I step outside to like walk my dogs, I feel like my eyes need a minute to get used to looking at far away things again. So I try to look at things that are far away and then look at something that's closer to me and then far away, just to like build those muscles up again.
I have had that
Oh,
happen
Sir
to
Jake
me
Stewart
before.
is here.
He's
Hey,
been
Sir
here.
Yes.
I just realized he was here.
Do you know him?
Only because you sent him my way.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yay. Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. Of
I
ours.
love his art.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
Very
very talented artist, yep.
Mm-hmm. Your fellow Etsy owners. Etsy store owners.
Oh yeah, I did my research.
I have an Etsy store too. I just haven't put anything up there in a very long time.
I also do.
I
but we talked
actually
about
just
this.
got invited to your Instagram. I just started following you, so I haven't had a chance to stalk your Instagram
The
stuff
folks
yet.
next door?
Or me
Which one, Ron?
personally, or?
Alex's Instagram.
Oh, yeah. I don't put a lot of my, I mean, like I said, I haven't made any jewelry in a long time, so it's not on there much. But yeah, you'll get a little taste of my life. on
She made
there.
some really
Mostly
cool,
it's dog.
Tassel earrings recently.
Say mostly it's dogs.
Oh. Yeah, mostly it's my dogs and nature and yeah. Lately,
I don't
I'm
nearly as much of my dog as I should.
I just am obsessed with my dogs, so.
I'm also obsessed with my dog. I just don't share her with anybody other than my partner.
Yeah, well, that's totally fine too.
She's my doggy.
No, none of you see
Her
her.
name is Karma.
Aww.
Yes, I was talking about you. She's fast asleep right now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm drawing her rings.
Sweet baby.
Sweet baby.
She's a very sweet
What
baby.
kind of dog is she?
She is a golden retriever whippet mix.
What's a whippet?
Oh.
A whippet is a furry greyhound.
Oh, what? A furry greyhound?
hmm
Oh.
And smaller, right? Or are
Yeah,
they-
smaller. They're a little bit smaller than greyhounds too, but she's super. She's got like deer legs and deer feet.
Aw.
But she's got the loving and like closeness nature of a golden retriever.
Oh, and her hair is like shaggy,
Golden.
or
Yeah, it's no, it's longer. It's not shaggy. It's definitely like similar to a lab hair.
Cool.
Thank you for the follow, trio.
What's that?
I said thank you for the follow, trio.
Oh yeah, thanks for following. And I bet she can run really fast too. Whippets are.
Oh yeah, she. I mean, she's getting older now. She's about to turn 10. But yeah, she still can whip around if she needs to.
She can whip it.
She can whip it good. Do-do-do-do.
Ding, ding. I have a terrier mix.
Oh, nice.
We think she's like maybe Schnauzer and maybe Jack Russell
Oh,
mixed
cool.
together.
I love Jack Russell.
And- Oh, me too. I grew up with Jack Russell Terriers.
Yeah,
And then we also have a poodle mix who's Willie, who's our newest.
I like poodles.
Yeah, we think that he might be a Havapoo, which is like a half poodle. Not sure though. They're both rescues, so.
Yeah, Heather. Karma is also very much a rescue.
Ooh, I got a nice lavender shade
Heather
going.
is also a rescue, she says.
As long as she says it, that's okay.
Yeah, right. As long as she said that, not me. Yep.
Ooh, baby. Look at this
I had to change
purple.
the color of my potion bottles. So instead of purple, I did green. I can always change that if I want to.
Oh yeah, just paint over it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Look, you guys didn't even need me.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
What
fine.
about-
It'll be fine. Hey, have a good time. Time.
Time.
Time. Eat the flow. Time. Eat the
Every
flow.
time I hear an Irish accent, I miss the dungeon run.
Yeah. I also miss the gun.
Well, it's not over yet. You guys are gonna
That's right.
find a new.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Shh, Alex,
Just a
it's a
new
secret. It's a secret, okay?
It's a secret
No,
that
it's
we're working
not.
on it.
Everybody told me that.
Everybody knows that we're working on
I'm thinking, hopefully putting it out there.
Yeah.
it. I appreciate your positive thoughts.
Oh, well, of course. Anytime. Anytime. It costs me nothing.
Is that brain power?
No, well, that's good. Well-used brain power.
There you go. Right.
I use brain power for things that are much less productive. So.
Yeah.
I can see why you need the thinning stuff because
Yeah.
the paint can get too chunky.
Yep.
Ciao.
And I actually tend to not thin my paint as much as it should be thinned.
Yeah, I'm probably
It's
not
just
either then.
It's just my personal preference.
Joshua should have been like my 10th mini to paint instead of my first. But
Well,
This
I
was
have the file and I can always reprint her. It's a beautiful
painted
thing
with
about
that?
print.
With Richard, right?
oh, that's true. Yeah, I painted Kira. Yeah, it's the second.
First.
Technically third, I guess, because I did paint my little meep, but that was so easy and small.
Aww.
The Pac Northwest, I didn't see you earlier today in my stream. Thank you very much for all the gift subs. I appreciate you.
Oh, Jess, I did not catch the episode of the Dungeon Run where Meep came into the story. Would
Oh,
you
that's
be
like-
So...
Yeah?
Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I think it was episode 2 or 3, we came upon a fallen Lodestar, which is basically this like castle turret that floats in the sky. And it had fallen to the ground and it was full of aviary, magical, mythical creatures. And I had told Jeff before we started the dungeon run that I wanted a familiar, but I didn't think that the average familiar would be good for a fire genasi. So I was like, I'd be open if you wanted to come up with something too. And he was like, yes, I do. Okay, cool. So we came across this little baby phoenix that was surrounded by lots of broken eggshells. So she had been being born. She was being born and then dying, like starving and dying again, and then being born and starving and dying again. It was horrible. Horrible only if you thought about it too hard. We tried not to focus on that too much. But I didn't realize that was the familiar when Jeff introduced that to us. I just, thought it was a mythical, magical creature. And when he said, "Oh, she looks like she likes you, Fahima, and she's kind of nestling up to you," I started to cry because I was so happy.
Oh my god.
And
that's so sweet.
Then Jeff got all teary-eyed too because he's
big softy.
He's a big softy.
Yeah, we all are.
We love him for it.
He's a sensitive boy.
He is.
Big softies are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty epic moment.
Alright. I think I will make okay, so in the potion.
Thank you for the cheer
cauldron.
pack. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we do have some fun sound alerts and some fun gifts too if you wanted to send a fun sound to the stream when you donate your bits there.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Hi, Willie.
Jess, are you just using Streamlabs for all that stuff?
We have a Twitch extension for sound alerts, and then Streamlabs for the bit gift
stuff.
thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of complicated, actually. I can show you how to do it.
I've played a little bit with Streamlabs. There are other things too that apparently I'm looking at where I can literally set an AI voice to say something when someone logs in.
Yeah, you can do that. We have that too. If you put in a message, it will read it out to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's specifically it only takes images, so you have to convert any video you want to a WebM format, which is like a new Windows format,
right?
Which is like a GIF with sound, and then you upload that.
Oh, nice.
But it's my fave because it's called a launch. Hello. And
hey.
Don't be suspicious. No, don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be
Suspicious.
suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Is that the Office? Or
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. That's it.
Where else can we put yellow on Joshua? Maybe the tips of her little horns here. Yeah, Alex and I are learning.
Cauldron, sorry, just real quick. The cauldron, the inside of it, I'm doing the purple that's in this one, and then I'm gonna have it like she poured a little drop of the green right in the
Can you
middle.
show us a little closer?
Yeah, let me see. Hang on, I gotta see what you can see. Yeah.
Wow, your OBS doesn't like it when you do anything close to it.
At all? Yeah, anything at all.
That cauldron's so cool.
It is really cool. And I'm going to put a little drop of this green in the very middle as well. I just did the purple first. So, yeah.
Guys, check it out.
What were you going to say?
We're
learning what?
Look at her little, it's not really focusing that well, but she's got a little magic in her hand that is a rainbow from the bottom up.
Woo! Love it.
I was gonna say,
Love it.
Alex and I are learning a lot about Twitch.
Twitch. I have been too.
A whole lot.
There's a lot to know.
Yes, there is.
Another job, you know?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
a job. So.
I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, the pack. I'm glad it is relaxing. Yeah, Dasmir, Meep won't have any emotional trauma from that. Yeah, we don't know what Meep's deal is. I really hope that there's something, like, more to her, you know? We still don't know the full deal with the Sky Children, so there definitely could be something more. Sky
Is that
Children.
where the tower, the Sky Children's tower?
Yeah, they're so elves are rare in Ain, and this is a blue elves who live in the sky who are extinct now, other than one, right? Ron, Diptha is the only one.
Diptha, as far as we know, yeah.
As far as we know, yeah. Yeah, Jeff's world building is like crazy.
Jeff is an incredible DM. I mean,
I know.
I
He does not get enough
to watch every episode.
accolades for his just everything he does.
Yeah. Well, you guys will have more opportunities to show it off. I'm confident.
Did we ever figure out if the blink dogs were munching on Meep's parents? Dasmir, I've never even considered that, so thank you for ruining my perspective on finding Meep. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I think if Meep's parent is a full-blown phoenix, I don't think a blink dog would stand a chance.
No. Straight up, no.
No, he didn't tell us during character creation that we couldn't be elves. In fact, we didn't know that elves were not a common race until like a year into the campaign. And Morgan and I both spoke Elvish, and so Morgan was like, "Oh, well, I chose that because it was a common language, so I'll change it to something else, so it makes sense for the world and for my character." And I was like, "Well, I'll just keep it, because I don't know. I guess I'll just know a dead language." And then it came into play so beautifully later.
That's awesome. Love when things work out like that.
Elvish is like Latin and Nine, yes. Yeah, so it's very strange that Conroy spoke Elvish at home with Fahima, and that she knows it fluently. Do we think Dragonborn will be an Ain? Well, there are Dragonborn.
Right, we've seen them.
Shazengao is a whole royal race of Dragonborn. Is there a way for me to hear Meep's voice, like how Civ heard Mr. Whisper's voice? I mean, technically, I'm sure there is, because we could just cast like a Find Familiar. Well, it was Find Familiar where we heard Mr. Whisper's voice, huh? I don't know. I guess technically we could, but I kind of don't want to. I like how she only goes meep.
Does she have a language? Doesn't she speak
Celestial.
Orin? Oh, she speaks Celestial.
Yeah. And Common.
She speaks Common. Oh, well, she understands.
She understands it, yeah. She doesn't speak it.
Right. It's like, oh no. Although now he's
What?
much better at knowing languages.
Ogo?
Much better at that. Yeah.
Yeah, Ogo's come a very long way from the beginning,
Yes, he
too.
has.
All of us have, really.
Oh yeah, really. Everybody.
Meow! Thank you for that, Tua Mask.
Thank you.
Meow.
Meow.
Meow. Ooh, she's coming along. I'm so excited. Now I'm doing like extra layering of different colors.
I think I'm gonna start working on, well, I think I might work on Jenny's skin of her face, because that's the only place that you really see skin. But then I want to see if I can find my silver paint, because I have some.
What are you gonna do about her
I'm
hair?
gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna wait until I can get that ink, I think. If Ron is willing to let me borrow it. Because
I can definitely give you some ink. I got ink for days.
ink with life. That would be awesome. Don't mind. So let's make some skin color.
I did not correctly make my character's skin color, so I'm like, okay, well, she's, I guess, just whatever Forest Gnome skin color is.
Here you go.
She's like an odd kind of
fantasy.
like beigey yellow.
I had this this palette from a Paint by Numbers that a friend gave me. So I actually just found this color in there, and I think that that's going to be good for Jenny.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. A little blue.
So I like how these guys are coming out.
I hope we get to hear Meep one day and she sounds like Kathleen Turner and talks to Mr. Whispers.
I ship Mr. Whispers and Meep.
Me too. I ship everyone though, so.
So does I.
Oh no. I'm having this problem where my acrylic paint's like bubbling out at the top when I open it.
Don't open it upside down, Jessica.
I didn't! I gotta like scrape it off the top.
Yeah,
It's because
it's a mess.
it's because it's a, you know, this squeezy bottle,
metal
so
tube.
it's it's just pushing itself out, and I have so much white, but I only need it for a tiny little mask. That's okay.
Guess you'll have to paint something else after this.
I have all these minis.
Oh, speaking of which, did I give you a Knucklevi and a skeletal dog and cat?
I'm sorry, what?
I printed some minis. I had some other minis that I primed and printed for other customers, and I think I left them in the box.
Oh, I can show
Knucklevi
you.
looks like a horse person.
I don't think so, but
Oh.
I'll FaceTime you
They're
after
somewhere
this,
here.
and
I
I'll
gotta
show
find
you.
it. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, Knucklevi is actually a water spirit from Irish and Scottish lore.
And it's a half horse.
It looks like a human fused to it's a skeletal human fused to a skeletal horse.
Oh yikes!
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Wow, someone custom commissioned that, huh?
No, that was well, I sell that one because one of the artists that I licensed from made that particular mini. It's a cool looking mini.
It's just so specific.
Yeah, I mean it's an ancient creature in another lore. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Yeah,
once you hear about these creatures,
Yeah.
then you're like, well, I want that in my campaign.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Someday, Alex, we'll be able to use these minis. Right now, we have to play virtually, but we'll be able to someday.
This is cool. Painting her face is really making her come to life for me.
Yeah, it happens. It's like, it's weird because it depends on each mini, but some things you paint, you're like, now the mini just came to life to me. When you finish that particular region, you're like, oh yeah, there it is. It's cool to see it happen too. It's like, oh yeah, that's part of the reason why I like it so much. It's like, oh.
I'm not going to be able to get the detail of her mask. This is so
right?
intense.
I believe in you, Jessica.
Well, I'm going to try and squeegee some of this paint out because I plopped it on too thick.
My camera hasn't greened out in a while. I think that turning off my monitor did help.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yay. I love when problems get fixed. I'm gonna adjust my camera settings a bit so that maybe you can see her a bit better.
You know what we could do next time is we'll just do that thing where you put both sources in OBS and then I crop it so that you only have one thing running instead of two.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Oh man. Ron, do you do their eyeballs?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
That's the hardest. One of the hardest parts. I still struggle with that one.
Yeah.
The key to good eyeballs is starting with white as the whites of the eye, then painting a small circular color, and then I use something like a 005 point paint pen. As you can see, that tip is like tiny.
I think I might just paint the inside of her mask like a black gray, like it's a shadow.
Yeah, too. Yeah, for sure. Especially if they're wearing a mask, yeah. It's like the, especially if the sun is like high in the sky, your eyes would be shaded.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for the base. Start putting some white down on it and mix in some black for some stones. What do you usually do on the edge, Ron?
The edges I'll paint black typically. Depends on the mood of the mini itself.
Well, what do you think I should do for Joshua? Full rainbow?
Let me see your color. Can't really see,
Sorry,
Oliver.
coming. Oh. No, it's like... You can look in the Discord too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Good. Although I can't see you in the Discord. Oh, there you go. Oh, so many colors.
I know.
Pretty. It's very pretty. Yeah, black on the sides and the base would probably be pretty good. The idea is that
I'm almost thinking rainbow.
the reason I
though.
do black sometimes is to get it like to make it look like it's falling into void. Like it's
Oh yeah. So you don't focus that much on it.
Right,
That's a
right,
good point.
right.
Yeah, the focus needs to be on the actual character.
on the actual character, right?
Good point. Gotta
I'm
settle
gonna
down.
go, and grab my ladder so I can look up in my cabinet here and find my silver paint. So
Okay.
BRB.
All right.
Oh my God, Ron, what are we gonna talk about?
Well, I don't know.
Just you and
What are we
I.
gonna talk about? Just you and me.
So, play any D&D lately?
Twice a week.
Really?
Yep.
Oh. What's
I run D&D twice a week.
You're DMing twice a week?
Yep.
What
I DM 3 different games, and therefore twice a week. One game
What?
on and off, as the other week is not.
Oh, okay. What's the campaign for each of them?
Well, one of them you've played in.
Yeah, that one time, very long time ago.
Yeah, very long time ago. Yeah. That is Jared and the Underdark campaign. I play with him and our friends. Well, his friends that are now my friends.
That does happen when you play D&D together.
Yep, it does. Yep. And then the other one I play right now is an all-orc campaign.
Oh, wow. Getting some Uggo practice.
Actually, I don't do a whole lot of orc stuff. They run into non-orcs typically. But it was a campaign that was released for... Are you familiar with Red Nose Day?
Yeah.
So it was a campaign that was released for Red Nose Day, and I have incorporated it into my superhero campaign.
Oh.
And then the other one I do is for Heather's brother, and his girlfriend, and Heather plays in that. It's like a 4-person.
That's so nice.
And that's just the Lost Mines of
Fandelver?
Fandelver. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I've ever DM'd. Well, I'm only in one at the moment, and it's hard to find the time to even do that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I guess with the other...
we're here on Hello Goodberry so much.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's actually these tufts I'm painting right here. They're for the Lost Mines of Fandelver.
Oh.
The ruffians.
Man, I'm so jealous of your base thingy. Okay,
does give me a lot
so
of control.
Ron, I painted my base
Yeah.
white. So
Okay.
to get the detail of the black in the cracks, should I just do that with the wash? Maybe put some
Yeah.
brown on there? Okay.
Yep. It's typically what I do for like stepping stones like that is I'll paint them different colors of like drab colors, like black, gray, dark gray, brown, light brown, and then paint a black wash on top of them, and it makes it look like a really interesting cobblestone street. Typically.
Okay. I will attempt to do that.
You don't have to do that. I mean, that's obviously that's if you can literally just paint black wash on top of them and it'll get in the recesses and make it look good.
Oh no, I'm going all the way, Ron.
Oh yeah, you do it, girl.
I'm going all the way.
I believe in you.
We're doing this right.
Yep.
Hello, cobblestones. Meet paintbrush. Just gonna do a little bit of a scumble here and there. See what happens. Just dab it down. Dab it down. Yes. Looking good. Looking good.
Struggling, but I'm gonna look one more place. All right.
Even some green in there. Some dark green. Yeah, baby. Let's do it.
Do it. Go on,
Do it.
Do it. Do it. I dare you.
You got it?
There we go.
Yay.
Yep.
It did sound like that laugh of I've got it.
I've got it. Really, water. Ben?
Might need to shake it a good bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a good shake a little bit longer. This is just like our mixology stream.
Yeah.
Shake, 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 Sonora, shake your body right. Work,
Shake,
work,
shake.
work, Sonora, work it all the time.
Are you working it, Alex? Are you working?
I'm working.
I sing instead of Senora, I always say Senora.
No! I just fracked up her dress.
Uh-oh, you fucked it up.
It's alright. It's
Oh,
alright.
no.
This whole situation's not perfect, so neither is Joshua. You know, it's all symbolic.
Well,
That's right.
we planned this to be perfect, Jess. So
Oh no.
get out.
Oh no.
Kidding. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no no
No,
no
no,
no
no,
no.
no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh god, I hate that thing. Oh, it's so good, but I hate it at the same time. Ugh.
It sticks with you.
It does. It really does.
She needs more hot pink. She likes hot pink.
We all need more hot pink in our lives.
Where should we
Pink's,
put
Pink's
the
one of my
hot
favorite colors.
pink? Is it?
Yep.
I love it.
I look pretty good in
I
pink.
used to be
Yeah.
kind of anti-pink growing up because I was like, pink is just too girly.
Well, it
and
is
I'm,
forced
I'm
upon
like,
us
you
and
know, I'm
it
cool. I'm not
looked
like
down
that.
upon, so
Fucking patriarchy.
yeah. Fuck the patriarchy.
But the whole thing- the whole
As
thing
someone
was
who
like-
contributed to it, I'm definitely against it now.
Yeah, well, we're all
Yep,
complicit
that's
in
right.
some
We're
way.
all culprit. That's the thing I always look out for when people start talking about it. I'm like, do you think that you were part of the patriarchy? Because if you don't, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
same
the
with
that's the
systematic
bullshit of it,
racism.
right? That's it. Yeah, it's exactly right. It's like no matter. That's why they call it systemic. You can't get away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we can just try to open our eyes
Right.
and be better.
Yep,
That's all we can do.
that's right.
And try to, put actions toward
Right.
things that will undo it. Undo
Right.
the bad things that it has.
Not just think about it, but do something about it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
And I'll give a little nod to and a recommendation to anybody who's looking to get into work against anti-racist work, and especially if you are. Well, Surge is a great group. SURJ, which
Are these
I don't work with them as
across
much,
the
so I can't
US?
remember what their acronym stands for. Yeah.
Okay.
Though I believe some of them are based in LA. So the one that I was gonna say, White People for Black Lives. Oh, Showing Up for Racial Justice is Surge, SURJ, and they have chapters all over the U.S., I believe. And but then one that I have worked with lately is White People for Black Lives, WP4 number 4 BL, and yeah, we work with Surge and with Black Lives Matter Los Angeles to take actions, anti-racist actions on a regular basis, and highly recommend getting involved with that. They also offer some great programs like master classes on inspecting race and learning to be able to talk about it, and learning what it means to be white, and like how to own our history and be better than it, and move forward and have community with people who are consistently taking action, so that you don't get overwhelmed and burnt out.
Thank you for sharing that. Would you mind sharing that in the Discord later?
Sure thing. Yeah. White People for Black Lives. I will remind me, and I'll do it.
Well, I'll remind you.
Okay. Cool.
Should I? I'm kind of holding her by the base, so I'm thinking I should do the wash and then do the edge. Yes, the garlic command and the patriarchy. Cut off their nubs. Cut off your garlic snubs.
You gotta cut off the garlic nub and then squish it, and that's how you get the wrapper off.
Okay, I'm ready for the wash. We're at 6:45.
You can also put them. You can also put them in a bowl, and then cover it with a bowl and shake them. They come off that way too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Cover it with a what?
Just put them in a glass bowl or any kind of bowl, a plastic bowl or something hard, and then put another hard thing on top of them and shake them vigorously. They'll break up that way too.
Wow, that's cool.
Also, microwaving them for a small amount of time.
Garlic hacks over here.
Or you just buy it peeled.
Yeah, or buy it peeled, which is what we can do now.
I don't like the buying them peeled. They have a little pickled taste to them, and that
Really?
Do they?
I
haven't noticed that.
Things.
Yeah.
To me, I noticed that it has a little pickled taste, but
I like pickled.
I
I love pickled garlic.
Right, like I wouldn't be bothered by a pickled taste.
yeah, but I have to want that though.
Yeah, if you're
for
making
sure,
an
of course.
Italian
Yeah,
dish.
I'm not. It's not a value judgment. It's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I love pickles. I love pickled peppers. I'm like Peter Piper's my BFF. Like, it's all good, but
Do you like hot stuff?
I do like hot stuff. To a degree.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Yeah, I have to be able to still taste the main flavor of whatever I'm eating.
I prefer horseradish to, say, jalapeno.
Ooh, yummers.
Yeah, I like horseradish a lot.
Love horseradish.
Okay, I changed my mind. I'm gonna probably wait for all of this to dry before I try to do the wash, because some of this is still wet. And that doesn't seem like
you don't want to apply washes until the thing is completely wet, for sure.
Yeah. So, I'll paint
I
the
got
edge.
through 2 colors on all of these guys in the time.
Alright.
I don't know if you can see these.
That's dedication. Oh, yeah. That really pops.
Yeah. And then I'll add probably some sort of like night blue or something. We'll see. Maybe a burnt orange somewhere.
A burnt orange. That reminds me of the first car I wanted. I didn't end up getting it, but it's silly. Like a Ford Focus had just come out.
I had one for 15 years.
Yeah, I really wanted a orange Ford Focus.
An orange Ford Focus?
I wanted a burnt orange Ford Focus.
You and I got a lot in common.
Yeah.
You know what?
Instead, I got a.
I also wanted a burnt orange car.
Burnt orange is a great color.
Yeah, I wanted a burnt orange Mustang convertible, though.
Oh yeah, we all wanted a Mustang at some point, I think.
What did you say, Alex? What you got? You got a purple something?
I got a Barney purple Dodge Aries instead.
Barney
Matt
purple.
Kane
That Dodge Aries from the
Matt Kane did. I
80s.
love wasabi because it's essentially the same heat as a horseradish.
Yeah, it is. They're similar.
Japanese horseradish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if I'd want a burnt orange car now. It's, I don't know. But
No, yeah,
back
I don't
then,
think
that
I would
was
either.
definitely what I had an eye on.
I'd still want to burn orange.
Unless
car.
it was free, then I'd take it.
I don't own a car anymore.
No?
No.
Me neither, actually. My husband and I share a car, but
Yeah, Heather and I
It's
share
his.
her car. But I donated mine to Cars for Kids.
Oh. When?
oh, even though they have that horrible song.
Yeah, that's why I donated to that horrible song. Hey, kids, kids. Gotta say kids. When was it, Heather? About a year ago? It was just before COVID.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that must be nice, because you don't really need it during COVID.
Well, yeah, I didn't really. Yeah, I needed it, but it was dead, and it was cost more to fix it than to donate it. So I donated it for the tax break.
Unfortunately, I crashed my car right around when COVID started.
Ooh, rough.
So I've been without. Yeah, luckily no one was hurt.
That's good.
Unluckily, it was totally my fault.
That's rough. That's always rough.
But yeah, I was, rushing to get to work to do background on something, and just wasn't paying enough attention and was feeling stressed out. And that's why you do not want to be operating a car when you're stressed or when you're. And also, it's like not worth it to be on time for work.
To get into a car accident? Yeah, for sure.
Your life at risk and other people's life at risk. So learned my lesson there.
I'm so excited about Joshua. She does need her final coat, but she is colorified.
Yay!
Little blue mushrooms at her feet.
Little blue mushrooms.
Now, what I typically do after you get your base colors is then you go into your wash colors.
I did sort of do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then your wash colors, after you're done with those, you go back over with your base colors, mixing with white colors or colors that lighten the color to give you the highlights on the edges.
Wow.
And might be shiny.
That sounds profesh.
All right, this is looking good. Gonna do the crossbow silver parts on there.
Yeah, her green dreads are a little sloppy, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it.
I ain't worried.
I ain't worried.
Oh la 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 la.
Oh la la la.
You alright over there, Jess?
Yeah, I was
hard?
laughing to myself because I remember when I went to France, and my first day in Paris, I got on a bus, and I was sitting across from these two older ladies, and they spied a protest out on the street, and they both went, oh la 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 la, and I was like, oh my god, they actually do that.
So funny. Oh la la.
Oh la la.
Heather, actually, right before we got on for the stream, Heather was reading the news. She was like, well, the French are interesting. And I was like, why? She's like, an 80-person orgy got busted up because of COVID.
Wow.
I was like, oh, yes.
Good for them. Good for
Good
them.
for them. Absolutely. Good for them.
Maybe not during COVID times, though, guys.
Yeah, but no, definitely not during COVID times for sure. But
no kink shaming, but
but come on, let's be.
Good. Wow.
Wasn't that the one? There was one politician from a European country who is very conservative and got busted in an orgy, like a big gay orgy, recently.
Oh, I don't know. Haven't heard about that.
It doesn't surprise me.
It's always funny when that happens, isn't it?
And
Well, the thing is it happens so frequently that it's been studied. I was reading a study on this actually about when you live in particularly restrictive environments, you're more susceptible to extreme behaviors.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, are you done?
We're 5 minutes
Yeah,
out.
I mean
So
that was the.
how we looking, folks?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'll still obviously her hair. And I want to do her eyes really quick before we.
So I'm gonna take this opportunity to show you guys this crazy mini. Is this the mini you were talking about, Ron?
Which one?
Because this
no,
guy's
that was not the
wild.
one. No, that's a Lovecraftian sea troll.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
huge. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah. I also gave you a couple of Lovecraftian creatures in there.
Yeah, let me go grab them.
Yeah.
Just a little bit higher. So sorry, guys. I know you can't see, but I'm just trying to get these eyes, and this is very delicate.
Dasmir, yeah, that's exactly part of what the study was about, was not just political conservative viewpoints, but extreme, looking at typical belief systems and political systems that require extreme cutoff from things like Mormonism or certain sects of Mormonism and these different religions that require orthodoxy, essentially, is probably the best way to put it. And that the more likely you are to be orthodox, the more likely you are to participate in extreme behaviors that go contrary to the orthodoxy, which I thought was interesting.
All right, Ron, you ready to show off these minis?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so we got this one. Looks like a. I don't know what I'm looking at actually. Like a big troll with flower petals on its head, like a Venus flytrap.
That is a gug.
A gug?
It's a gug. Yep. It's one of the species of the of Lovecraft's worlds. They have 4 arms, and the thing you're seeing in the center of their face is a maw.
Ah.
So if you look really close, there's eyes on either side of the maw. They're real tiny.
Yeah, they must be. Yeah, this guy's very detailed. All right, so there's 2 of them.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. I put 2 of them
Twins. Okay, let's look at this big guy. Oh, it's a is it a beholder? No, something very similar. It's got hands coming out of its back. It's like a squiddy type creature with.
I can't see. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up.
Can you see it on Discord?
Ooh.
I don't see you on Discord.
Oh.
I can see it.
You should.
That's
You able to see me?
That's weird. I don't know. It doesn't show me. Maybe.
It should be caught up on the stream now, though.
It's
yeah.
like
that is a oh, my brain is farting on me. It's like the
that time of
primary
night.
Shoggoth.
A what?
A Shoggoth.
Shoggoth.
Yeah, another. Actually, Shoggoth are in the Lovecraftian lore. They are essentially the builders for the old gods. They're essentially a slave race of the old gods.
Oh wow.
There's
I'm
actually
not very familiar with Lovecraftian lore.
Did you watch Lovecraft Country?
No, I didn't.
I did.
You should totally. So the creatures, those are Shoggoths. That's their version of Shoggoth. The creatures in that show.
Looks like we have a Mewtwo.
They have
Go that way.
show?
Yeah.
Is this Mewtwo with a Batwing?
No, that is a night gaunt.
A what?
It's a night gaunt.
Night Gaunt.
It's an
I like this one.
it's an interdimensional. Think of it like an interdimensional ornithopter or a raptors. The raptors that eat eggs.
Okay.
They're kind of like that. They jump in between dimensions and eat babies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Right.
Okay, so we have this cool person who's got a knife or a dagger held over their head, and they're about to stab someone. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a cult. It's a cultist. Cultist rogue.
Nice.
Cultist rogue.
And the very demure woman holding a vase.
Yeah, that's just a
villager.
Village townsfolk. What's her name, Heather? We call her barmaid. She's barmaid.
Barmaid, yeah.
That's another cultist. That's a backstabber cultist. That one with his the one over his head.
Ooh, she's sexy. I like her. She's like kind of crossing her legs. She's got a big old knife in her hand. A sword maybe, or no? It's like a big long dagger sword thing, and
waiting for the
long cape. She's got one weapon behind her back that she's holding up.
Oh yeah. So what? That's actually. So some of these are what we call misfit minis, where like it's not commercially sellable, or at least it doesn't stand up to the standards that I want to sell to somebody. So instead of throwing them away and creating trash, I usually give them away in what I call my store the aisle of misfit minis. And so sometimes people get extra minis when I have when things have failed in the printer. So that's a elven rogue. Yeah, the sword on the other side should be coming out just like the one on the right side.
Oh, got it. Okay.
She's got them behind her head back, and they're sticking out her sides.
Oh, we got another cultist, and then we got I like how these are a lot of girls in here. This looks like a barbarian or maybe a
She got 2 clubs.
paladin.
She got 2 clubs.
No, she's got a shield in one hand and a scarf over her face.
Cleric.
Oh, cleric. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. She might be
Oh no, that one is sorry, that's not the cleric. That is a winter barbarian.
Yeah. She looks like
she had a spear
Egret.
that broke. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep. She had a full spear that came all the way down to the ground but broke off.
Yes, Matt, he did 3D print these all himself. Very cool.
Wow. And you designed them too, or?
No. Most of these I licensed from some of my favorite sculptors. I'm working on getting a company together where I can create full minis.
So none of these are the ones you gave me by mistake, right?
No, none of those that you showed me were the ones I gave you.
This is all of them.
Okay, cool. Then I clearly put them somewhere in my house somewhere that I have to just find them.
And then I have 2 fahimas. Silver
Yep, you have a gold
and
and
gold.
and a comp. Yeah, silver and gold.
All right. Well, it's 7:02.
We did it.
Alex, how you looking?
Hey,
So
see if I can get a little bit more light on this so you can see. I'm gonna shine my cell phone light on it.
Hadrian, they were just Cthulhu Mythos D&D minis that I was printing. But you could, certainly could use them for Call of Cthulhu campaign if you had a Call of Cthulhu campaign with a map.
Oh wait, that's too bright. Maybe here. Let me see on my OBS. Yeah, you can kind of see.
Yeah, she looks good.
Yeah, got a whole 360 view here, and then I'll put the ink on her hair.
Her hair looks really cool, clear.
So I'll finish these. I'll probably continue to finish these on Tuesday, or sorry, not Tuesday, on Saturday. I'll paint these on Saturday.
On your stream.
Yeah, the rest of these, I've got about halfway through them. I say halfway through the base coats for all 4 of these. I still got to do some more copper. As you can see, I made the swords copper here. So
yeah.
I've got to do that with the rest of them. His axe head will be copper. Some of his metal plating there will be copper, and then of course, big old Tough here is going to have copper all over the place. So.
Nice. All right.
Yeah,
well,
guys.
yeah. Thank you for showing us how to do this better than we would have on our own, and
Absolutely, we should do it again.
definitely. We have more minis to paint.
Yeah.
How, I'm sorry, you've said this already, but what do I need to do? Like, once I finish the hair and,
Yeah.
put the finishing touch on it,
Yep.
what's the step that I need to take after that?
So once you get the hair done and you're done your wash and you finished with your highlighting, then the final step is spraying either with a gloss coat or a matte coat. I prefer matte coat personally because most things that you're painting are cloth in my experience. So that is a dull coat. So that's Tester's brand
Okay.
dull coat. You'll spray that all over the mini. Like typically what I do is just stand it up and spray all over top and every 360 around it. I don't necessarily spray the bottom of it. You could if you wanted to. That seals it against like weathering effects so that if you rub it too hard, the paint doesn't come off. In addition, what you can do after that is apply a little bit of something like this, like a gloss varnish.
Okay.
And then that will bring out anything that you want glossy that was made matte by that spray. You then just over paint it with a gloss varnish and it makes it glossy again. But the same thing, if you found a glossy finish, like Jessica I think has a glossy finish, you
Yeah.
can do the same thing where you paint over with a glossy, then you can come back with like matte material and paint on top of it, and it'll get the same effect.
Well, I'm
So
glad.
it's really interesting with
Cool.
painting, like matting and glossing, you can do them one after the other and they'll switch, which is kind of cool.
So I'm seeing a lot of support in the chat. People are saying they enjoyed watching this and it looks great. Thank you all so much for joining us today in this
Yeah, thank
chill
you.
painting stream. Once again, Ron has an Etsy shop, which we will link here in the chat. It's etsy.com/epicgmco. So go ahead and check out all of his designs, and he does custom painting, and Alex and I will be back with, is today Thursday? Oh my gosh, I can't
Today is
believe
Thursday.
it's
We'll be
Thursday
back on
already.
Monday.
You got to make sure to put shop in between the.
Oh shoot, okay, pay no attention. Pay no attention. Use the second link instead.
It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to.
Yes,
I
hashtag
do it all the time.
EpicGMCO. We'll be back on Monday for our second mixology stream, and
April.
yes, and tune in to our socials and in the Discord for an update on our schedule. We post it every Sunday, so we'll let you know what's going on next. Ron, please give everybody your handles where they can find you.
Oh, absolutely. You can find me everywhere as the real Ogden, all one word, all lowercase, as in there ain't no fake version of me. There's just the real one, and I promise to always try to be as real as possible with all of you. So
You certainly will
that's
be.
my brand.
that's
Twitch.tv. Yep,
ROGDEN.
that is correct. The real Ogden, and it's Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere.
All right.
Discord. Discord is everywhere, yeah. But you can find me on any of those places.
Let's see who's online to raid. Let's check
Oh,
it
yeah.
out here.
My next stream, I and Juden, will be on Saturday. Noon p.m. PST.
Okay.
Let's go find some makers and crafters. We
Yeah.
wanna find some makers and crafters.
Heck yeah.
We want to support makers.
That's right.
Support.
Let's see. Makers and crafters. Who's making stuff right now? Makers and crafters.
Who's making?
Makers and crafting.
And making.
I always get that wrong. Oh, Tiny. Who's this? Someone else is painting tiny things?
Oh.
I love it when
yeah.
people make tiny things.
I think. I don't know. I have to watch an ad before I can watch this stream. So this is gonna be a while. So in the meantime, I will set up our goodbye screen. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you all, and have a great weekend, everybody.
Out with you, and drop into the Discord and keep the conversation going. Tell us what you're doing with your weekend. Tell us
Yeah.
if you're painting. Share them.
Yes, please share your
You're
mini
playing-
photos with us. We'd love to see it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So this streamer is Tiny, and it looks like she's painting teeny tiny little Corbies.
Oh,
What
wow.
is this? Oh my goodness, we should definitely. You guys, you should check her out. Okay, let's go
Let's see,
over
let's
there.
It's Mary Raid.
Yeah, use our emotes that are finally approved, and let her know where you came from, and make her day, and show some love and support. Bye, you all.